Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Irish Dota League Season 4. This is a semi-finals match between Joons Squad and Monkey Kings. The winner of this will progress to Grand Finals, and the loser will be eliminated. This is a best of 3. I'm Maniac. I'll be taking you through this with my teammate and co-caster, Coral, and Ireland's favourite observer, Anti-Extreme. Coral, how are we feeling today?
We're feeling good. This is a very new patch, just less than 24 hours old, so I have no idea what's going to happen.
No, this is actually, the first Captain's Mode game that I've watched on this patch. They're eaten into reserve time a little bit on the bans. Are these bans anything surprising to you?
Maybe a little bit that they are still taking rid of this lifestealer, but I guess, honestly, there's a good chance that not everyone in this game has played a pub since the patch, so maybe they're just, operating under everything still the same as before.
Yeah, and even if they had, there's a good chance that they won't have played as 5 under the patch, so maybe they're still relying on old strategies, which I don't think is completely a bad thing. The old stuff is still, by all means, playable, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I do think I favor the bans for June Squad a little bit more. I think these heroes were nerfed less than the lifestealer.
Yeah, Monkey Kings have opted to ban out the Tide Hunter, which does not spring out to me as a Faith Kian classic. He usually likes to flex pick heroes between himself and Solar Crest, their mid laner. And Tide Hunter's not really one for those. They are eating into their reserve time a little bit for the latter two of these bans, maybe deciding what they want for their first pick.
I can imagine they might go for this Magnus, right? That's what they did against us, and it's like it makes sense to ban the Tide in that scenario.
Yeah, they flex the mag across 3 roles.
No, they go for the Night Stalker.
Okay, Monkey King's opting for the Night Stalker. We've seen Avoxo play this in the past. I'm not sure if he's played it this league, but definitely very strong hero and a hero that he's quite competent on. I think some people would say that June Squad's weaker links lie within their supports, and Night Stalker definitely a hero that can prey on that.
Yeah, it's you're weighing like, oh, you can do that, but is that what you want to do? If you're shutting down the bad players, almost is what you're saying.
Yeah, and you're using your best player to do it.
Yeah.
Joons Squad are going to opt for the Zeus. They've played that on Mr. Diddles several times. Might even be one of their most picked heroes. Usually have pretty good success on this. It wins the lane. The hero's actually been pretty generally untouched. Was it touched in this B patch at all?
Yeah, so it was nerfed a little bit. Again, one of those just teeny tiny number changes, but nothing too drastic. Yeah, but four less base damage actually. That might matter, but again, if you're
Oh
going
yeah,
live
he does
wire,
way less in the lane, yeah.
yeah.
Which I would imagine forces you into taking the live wire talent to...
Yeah, but people were doing that anyways. So I don't know. We'll see.
Seeing an Ursa ban now, that's a little bit of a new one. Do you think that's down to patch or matchup?
Probably a bit of both. I mean, on paper, at least, this young G guy also plays Morphling. That seems like a hero that's coming out pretty well in this patch. And has quite a free lane against the Night Stalker. So I don't know, but they definitely seem to know what they're going for here.
Yeah, the Invoker gone as well. Solar Crest has been practicing this a little bit alongside the Leshrac, which was also banned out. So good amount of targeting going on to Solar Crest with these bans. The Magnus is still open. I wouldn't be surprised to see them take it here. I think it's fine versus the NS, and still they can flex it across all 3 roles on June Squad.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm expecting as well.
The Night Stalker into Magnus matchup can be definitely playable for Monkey King, so I'm sure that they're aware of it. It's not like they've forgotten about the hero. I doubt they just prioritize these heroes more. And a Slark ban, which is also a hero that kind of been edging its way into the forefront of the meta.
Yeah, not one that I I don't know how that Slog Mag matchup is. You know, there's so much AoE, but it's also, you know, Dark Pact and RP is pretty impactful. Yeah. Can't really tell what that's for yet.
Could just be a matter of they don't want to play it into the NS, and therefore they don't want to risk the idea of playing against it either.
I also think Dara has a lot of games on this, isn't that right?
Yeah, Tiny and Slark historically have been Dara's like highest performance heroes, I think, and they've banned out both of those. Not sure really what that leaves in the pool for Dara. I know he's a big fan of the Drow, but I think that hero's a little bit dead. Darksteer, okay.
All right.
So showing out their Faith Kian hero, they will presumably be looking to pair this with Mousy. Mousy actually plays a lot of the melee heroes, so Clockwork we could see a Tusk, a Marcy. I think probably
Yeah.
the Marcy is the most favored out of those.
Yeah, probably. Maybe maybe like a Spirit Breaker as well if you place this. I think the Tusk save into Night Stalker was pretty rough, right? But
Yeah,
you would know, you know, if someone says you've played a few of this hero.
I played it a couple of times. I think the
Yeah.
matchup into Night Stalker is pretty tough, but Mousy's an incredible player. I'm sure he could make it work.
Yeah. I'm a bit confused with this one though. Like this Warlock is notoriously really bad at dealing with Darkseer not laning. Like the Warlock is, yeah, it doesn't do anything to Darkseer.
Yeah, Warlock's biggest problem, realistically, in a game is the fact that if the enemy 4 chooses to leave the lane, then Warlock can't follow them, and if the enemy offlaner chooses to cut, then he can't help.
Yeah. That's more of a
But
traditional.
then,
Yeah, that's very good into Darkseer. Like that's, you know, you don't care about a Sven illusion, right?
for sure, and decently good at killing the Iron Shells
Yeah.
on lane, and can always just go jungle if needs be. But I think this means that we can probably look at Sven and Darkseer both ending up with like very good games on this lane, right? Neither of them are going to touch the other one, I feel like.
Good. And there's still a chance for like a 4 here that does whatever. I think I really like this Spirit Breaker now. Like into, you know, like a bunch of stuns on this BKB Sven makes him feel very weak, I think.
Yeah, I have a suspicion that they might feel like going for the Marcy. I think it's one of Mousy's most played 4 heroes. But they
Okay.
opt for the Tusk. Okay, that's definitely the hardest of the lot, but with
Yeah.
items against Sven, it can be unfun for Sven if you get your kick,
Yeah.
but not easy to make that happen this game.
No. There's definitely nothing that stops this Night Stalker from having a good game yet.
10 seconds remaining.
And right now, picking either their mid or their carry. Presumably, you'd like to see a flex here, so that the enemy don't know which one it
Yeah.
is.
But they have. Oh right, they do have last pick. So maybe, I mean, again, we've talked about the Magnus. This would make be another time it makes sense to get.
Radiant team pick.
Or they get the
Morphling.
Morphling.
Okay, yeah.
That makes sense as well. Very free game for it so far with these heroes.
Yeah, Youngji's most played hero. He has not won every game on it, but decent win rate on it, I believe, 75%,
10 seconds
um,
remaining.
or at least 66. Good into all of these heroes. Kind of a 1v9 hero, which is more or less what we've seen from Youngji in these games. Is he's a bit of an egoisto carry player, which is always nice to see compared to Dara, who I think is a bit more of a likes to get involved.
Yeah.
Ember Spirit, pretty incredible it got this far into the draft, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, I mean, it's probably harder to ban against the mid you haven't played against before, right? Like this, it's Bambo Hitter, right? That's their guy they're gonna send mid?
Yeah, Bambo Hitter is their new mid laner replacing Blinks and Owen. I believe he will be staying with them for the rest of the tournament. But we'll see how much longer they have in this tournament. Ember, Morphling's typically considered an Ember counter, right?
It's good to morph into. I'm a little, again, this new morphling where you keep your own stats morphing into others. Don't know how that's gonna feel into it. Like, but yeah, it is a great hero to get spells from.
Yeah, Morphling, the highest rated carry on Pro Tracker right now, performing incredibly well despite the just a plethora of nerfs, just like flat
10 seconds
nerfs across
remaining.
the board. So I'm quite excited to see what Young G, who I believe is a level 30 Morphling, is going to make happen on this hero. The statistics say that
Radiant
it is
team
good. I
win.
just really have yet to see that proven.
Yeah. Getting rid of
uh,
more support, Silencer and Shadow Shaman. Just heroes that stop this Morphling from doing all that stuff.
yeah, is there anything obvious left in? They're looking at a Reese
10
hero,
seconds
quite a
remaining.
versatile player.
5 seconds remaining.
He's played a lot of this Dark Willow. It doesn't look too bad.
Willow very nice at stopping Tusk and Seer from having a game for sure. I think it's his most played hero. Around 800 games on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Rubik player, and there's the Morphling and Zeus can be fun, but that like the other two are less fun.
How do we rate the more cheesy like Weavers and Bounty Hunters?
Oh, I rate the bounty quite highly here. I think that's a hero they actually will kind of they can't really punish on lane and will really have impacts with the items he gets. I think the Weaver
Radiant
is
team
won't.
pick.
The Weaver is very killable by like in comparison. It's another great hero for Morphling to morph into as well.
Yeah, I think I'd quite like to see the Bounty. I think Willow could be doubling down a bit too much on the on stopping the
Circles.
Darkseer. Yeah, who's already kind of
10
set up
seconds
to have a
remaining.
pretty miserable game. None of these heroes are amazing for Seer.
5 seconds
Probably going to
remaining.
see him looking towards just like straight auras, none of this ag stuff, because Wall is a pretty useless spell this game.
Yeah.
AA technically in the pool, you could pick that against the Morphling. Sounds terrible.
If the other
Lion
three heroes
team
didn't
pick.
pick on it completely, then maybe okay.
Lion, okay, they've they moved into having quite high priority on this hero in their latter games of the group stage. I'm kind of finding that this of Voxo and Reese Lane, they'll win that 99% of the time. He can get his super fast blink, and then he can just make plays happen across the map and
5
win all three
seconds
lanes.
remaining.
We've yet to see the Lion get shut down. Nightstalker Lion into the Morphling Zeus. What do we?
Choose your hero.
All right, and that's a Shaker mid lane. That's a pretty. That's what you want from a last pick. I would say this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's unsurprising. I don't think they were, that this should not be surprising to Monkey Kings at all. He's played this before, and they chose to ban everything else.
Yeah, maybe feeling like with the combination of like fatal bombs to cancel the blink and Night Stalker just giving all this vision that they won't be able to get big echoes. But I mean, it's a they do have vacuum. It's a scary game to team fight into for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing the Essence Eater facet on Lion, which is the beta cuck facet.
No, I've seen that be quite useful. Like it's a I don't know if they've changed anything, but it's a surprisingly high amount of damage. Like in the early game now, it will take people by surprise, and especially like a Morphling who doesn't all of a sudden can't really morph something. I kind of like it. You're not gonna right click this Morpher Shaker ever in this game, anyways.
For sure. Okay, Coral Dota, who are we giving the draft to in this game one between Monkey Kings and June Squad?
So the problem is that there's too many ugly skins on Joons, so I cannot ever vouch for them. If you draft Morphling and Earthshaker and they looked like this, I'm setting the other team. So Monkey King.
Yeah, I do kind of have to agree on that. He does have the Zeus Arcana, which is giving him
Yeah,
some
he's
big
carrying
points.
his team on aesthetics for sure.
Yeah, Reese is nerfing his team. This is a
Yeah.
terrible lion skin, although he does have the hand. I like the
But
hand.
one really good versus one really bad. I think the one with really bad should.
Yeah.
So yeah, Monkey Kings.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks. We're giving it to Monkey Kings for game one of a best of three in the semi-finals. Winner will go on to grand finals, and loser will be eliminated. This is Game 1. I'm Maniac. I'm with Coral and our favorite observer, Anti-Extreme. And they are smoked up around the runes. A lot of teams kind of... the runes are in new spots. It's a bit confusing what to do. I don't know the full meta. Both teams have smoked up to similar spots here. They're going to play a bit of Ringer Rosie around the Roche pit. There's also some all-chatting going on. We'll see if that stunts them a little bit. Looks like Joons squad will have taken the advantageous position here. They've managed to sneak up straight behind Avoxo. Nice ice shots to trap him in. Team aren't really there to help. It's a good Ravage. They do get the last hit with the blood grenade. That kill did not happen very easily. They're chasing now. Done out onto 2 of them with the Stormhammer. Sassy trying to man up. It's a 4-5-man Fatal Bonds. They're all falling low here. They might actually be about to die on 4. It's an incredibly messy chase uphill. Morphling, not the best hero for this. Indeed, neither is Earthshaker. To be honest, it's kind of a miracle they got the first blood in the first place. They're not strong at level 1, but kudos to them for trying.
3 Black Wormar charges already. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, it starts on a cooldown though. I didn't actually know that.
We're pretty absurd. You can just pop it in level 3 in minute 1.
Yeah. Okay. The bot lane, I can assume, would just evolve into a farm fiesta, right? There should never really be any kills here. Feel like they don't have the damage. Okay. Nice pause out early on. We can get our bearings on the lanes. Top lane, I would expect to be where the action happens. Mr. Diddles, Emperor June, kind of always making lanes interesting. Always positioned very aggressively, but usually managing to trade himself out. And Avoxo and Reese. Obviously, the 20k MMR lane here, maybe getting a little bit too aggro out. He does have the stick charges. He doesn't have the pounds. You can't cut your way through there, buddy. He's backing it up. Avoxo, obviously, with these 2 spells, level 1. Night Stalker. Yeah, pretty incredibly strong level 1 hero for that reason. Yeah, just an even trade of resources. Who on even footing would you give top lane to? Should it just be a free farm for Morph?
I think if everyone plays well, this Zeus Morphling should have a pretty free time. I don't think they stop Night Stalker from doing stuff either, but like with Night Stalker having Night for first 5 minutes, an even trade like should favor the the non-Night Stalker team.
For sure. Mid lane generally thought to be Shaker favored, but Ember Spirit is in a pretty crazy position right now as a hero. But yeah, Shaker, one of the biggest lane dominators in the game right now for melee heroes, I would say. Just having the ability to deny every single creep at will. There is a bounty hunter still in the river. That's nice. A little bit of a gold injection. Emperor June making a little go out onto Reese. But all things considered, pretty quiet right now. Ice Shard's out onto Dara. He was trying to farm the pull. They're tag teamed up, trying to chase him down, but this third spell from Sven's gonna always make that pretty improbable. But maybe with a couple more levels into tag team, if that is the build that he chooses to go, 2 levels in Iron Shell, we could see some kills in the bottom lane. In general, who would you actually say is the underdog coming into this?
Well, I don't know. Like there's been this tendency with this Monkey King team to lose a game and then have a new player in the next one. So it's very hard to get a read of how good are they.
Yeah, for sure. They're switching roles, switching players. June Squad have dropped games to teams that they absolutely should not have, all things considered, but they've also taken games off of, I believe, every team.
Yeah,
maybe
I think
not
they
Monkey
won
Kings.
They won.
Oh,
No,
they did actually. No,
they
they
won
did.
one
Yeah.
every series they played. Yeah.
Oh, Reese manages to presumably just get a sneaky Earth Spike onto the Morphling from Fog, picking himself up a nice kill. As I said, top lane, highest MMR lane in the league. Both players touting around 10k MMR. And towards the latter half of the group stage, they did swap their roles so that they are now laning together for as much domination as they can provide, which they have done since then.
I'm a little curious. They were playing this this Darkseer lane very honestly. You think that you'd play for that?
They try a dive out onto Emperor June. Doesn't quite go as planned. Very aggressive play here, but good space made from Mr. Diddles as he backs up under tower, stunning him up with the lightning bolt. He's good to play. Mid lane has also been managed to be probably more tied up than it should be. I think Bamboo has been doing a good job of managing his resources. No supports have made moves over just yet. I would expect June Squad to be the first to do so, as indeed Tusk has solo smoked himself. He's looking around the mid lane. He's not here for a rune, he's just seeing what he can get done. Surely not going to wait here the entire time for the rune, just wanting to make a go out before Ember's level 6. But Solarcrest is falling pretty low here. He's smoked up the Shaker, but Ember might have seen that. I'm not sure. That could have been under creep vision. He's salving up. He needs his level 6 to make this work. Another slight. He gets his level 6. He's trying to run in. He gets the Echo Slam off. They have the Ice Shards. They have Bamboo Hitter trapped in. Tag Team level 2 is going to make him fall. They got the level 6 before Ember got his.
The game changer.
Yeah, it was looking to be a little bit of a forced move, but they managed to make it work, but Faith Kian struggling for this, getting zoned out by Sassy. Reese does manage to get the solo kill trade onto Earthshaker later on. Just walking on down and picking up the kill with the stun, I imagine. Level 5 now on Reese at 6 minutes. And that also means he's going to secure the rune for his mid laner. So, all things considered, not that bad. They're actually completely tied up in CS. Or between Shaker and Ember. So not that bad. Would you have expected to see more lane dragging in this wave, bottom
Absolutely.
lane? Absolutely.
I think it's a big
cutting?
Yeah, it's a big mistake that they have played this honestly. Like, this Warlock's getting to do way more than he should be allowed to.
Nice jump up the hill from Mr. Diddles there to escape the level 5 Lion. This nerfed Zeus third spell actually quite tricky to maneuver around with now. It's same as the Tumbler's Toy level 1 now. Dara ending up with a pretty free time of it, as we expected down here. But yeah, I think, as you say, because of the lack of cutting and Tusk helping out his mid laner, Faith Kian's fallen a bit more behind than he would have liked to. This it's fine to leave him alone, but I think if you're leaving him alone while he's behind the tower, he's completely fine.
Yeah. This is peak solo cross gameplay. I feel like this is what we see every Shaker game.
What, the jungling or the killing the enemy mid?
No, clicking W in the jungle. There's actually more stacks for him usually, but guess they've been busy in top.
Yeah, Mr. Diddle's not been able to move too much out of his lane. It is daytime now, so looking to apply a little pressure here. Mousy here with the Ice Shards. The silence into TP out. Morphling no longer has a stun, and they've used the lightning bolt, so yeah, they had no follow-up there. He is going to TP base, and it's a slow walkout, so not a complete disaster as they now look to secure the top rune on June Squad. They've smoked up as 2 actually, and they're going to smoke Solarcrest as well. Looking to get involved. No more jungling with W, he says. Nightstalker is going to walk up here. If they do get Nightstalker and his team, this could be really good. That's... Oh, he gets caught out by the stun completely accidentally. He gets the 2-man echo nonetheless. Warlock falls. Reese to follow. Sicko falling a little bit low under the silence. Mr. Diddles is going to die to a Voxo. Their vision is going to be heavily impaired right now. This is going to be a fight that you need to get out of. You cannot fight into this Nightstalker ultimate. Kiting him into the creeps. They are surely just going to have to back out of this. All in all, it's two supports for two supports right now, but Ember's making his way back in. It does turn daytime. Morphling nowhere nearby. Solar Crest managing to get out his 2-spell combo. Low
He's
HP now
blocked.
on Bambo Hitter. Morphling is blocked to the side, and they might come looking back for him. Emperor June bunny hops forward, but not able to get the bolt out. Dicko trying to hit into the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit manages to get uphill, and now Emperor June is getting hit up by a Voxo as he's chased. Still daytime, not the fastest chase. Looks like they're going to back out. Unfortunate positioning there at the latter end of that fight.
Yeah. Makes it really good for Monkey King, sadly.
Yeah, it was a good rotation with a good start, but the Night Stalker rolled just a little bit too strong, and the levels on Monkey King's supports with the Black Grimoire and Reese picking up the early solo kill. These supports are so far ahead in XP now.
He hasn't used the Grimoire either. It's
Oh, he hasn't. He's just organically level 6. All right, all right. Then also having the time of his life, 5.5k net worth compared to his rival Sicko sitting as the lowest of all of the cores. Slippery start for Joons squad in this matchup.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
How do you see that they need to play the next 10 minutes? Continue making these moves or slow it down a bit?
I think the next 5 they're gonna have to be pretty scared. They don't have their fixes on their supports, and there's no Echo or Blink. They need to get those, and then they can start playing again.
Thinking about making a go out onto face Kian, who is probably the least contested core right now, building towards that halberd. The build up now is so nice out of Vanguard. You buy your Vanguard and then 600 gold later you've just got a halberd. So he is a tricky kill. Surge also a pretty incredible spell this game. So you can run out of the upheaval. Both teams kind of posturing up down here. Is this a fight you want to take before your supports are level 6 on Joons squad? It's looking like they're saying yes. He's popped the Arcane Rune on Solar Crest. Just clearing stacks right now. He might even have...
He echoed with an
He
Arcane
just
Rune.
echoed them, right? Yeah, he's just echoed the stacks. Which is...
You normally do, so it's nice to have an Arcane Rune
for sure,
it.
for sure.
Dire's middle tower is under
Gets
Bumping
him
up
very
his
close to
net
his
worth
blink.
nicely. Yeah. Blink, next Echo. I think you're just screaming at your team to chill out until then, right?
Yeah, especially like it's nighttime. They're very happy if they can just, straight farm.
He has the halberd now on Darkseer.
Top lane.
Top lane, go out onto Morphling. He's full Agi-Morph. They do get the finger out, but they're not quite in range for the silence. It's a TP in from Tuskar, but maybe a little bit unwarranted. He could fall, but looks like they're not that eager to chase. They did drop the Golem and the finger and the NS ulti. They will get the tower off the back of this, but after this, you're going to have the Shaker Blink pretty soon. And your Darkseer has everything. This might be go, go, go time. He has the Blink. Do they have any smokes? Or is he just going to look to raw dog it? But this is it's nighttime but no NS, so got to be the time that you're looking to fight. Grouping up as 3 now. They've bought the smoke, shipping it out to them, farming very close to each other. Bit of a slow start. Night Stalker's going to run in. He will see them first with the superior night vision. He spots out Mr. Diddles, but they do have the ward. Posturing up now. Ember's a little far away. They have the silence out onto the Tusk with the Earth Spike to follow. Morphling's going to waveform in. Morphs into the Night Stalker. Uses the Crippling Fear on him. They're chasing him up, but he's a tanky boy. He's got the Warlock heal on him. He's not going to fall too easily. But it's just a matter of positioning now. Do not give Shaker the echo that he is looking for. Ember still pushing out mid-wave. They do not want to fight this. This is just a get-back call. But he's walked up in a little bit too far here. They've got the Hex out. They've got the Earth Splitter out. But there's a good wall and Zeus ult to follow. They get the Snowball onto Night Stalker. Night Stalker's going to fall as well. Echo Slam now onto the Ember, who does have the Remnant down onto the mid lane. Sassy does pick up the Tusk kill with Fatal Bonds.
Radiant's top tower is
But,
under attack.
yeah, a bit of a clusterstruck of spells there. I don't think Nightstalker quite expected them to have that much damage into the silence. Solar Crest picks himself up a DD.
Radiant structures
No balls. Didn't go for the wisdom steal. Oh, now he's going for it. It's a bit late, brother.
You thought it was no balls, he just has fucking
Oh.
humongous balls.
Gets out. He gets out.
Yeah, hops out, TP's away, all good. Making him sweat it a little bit. A good fight for June Squad, showing that they've got life in them. They're willing to make things happen with this Blink Dagger, but now Monkey King's looking to react in kind. They've got the Nightstalker ult back up. They're smoked up, looking for Morphling. They know generally where he is. He hasn't really moved from this spot the entire game. But Darkseer might have wind of this. He's farming pretty close. In fact, he TP's bottom lane. Don't want to walk down here, sicko. Don't let him have it. He's walking down under the tower. They're not quite quick enough. He does waveform into the camp. But it looks like this is going to be a no-go from the smoke. TP down bot now from Ember. Looking to hold that tower on his own. Okay, good defensive plays from June Squad. Not overreacting. I don't even know if they knew the smoke was happening. Nightstalker ult has been used now as they make a go out onto the Zeus. He's just looking to make a little solo kill happen, but the Fisherman is close by. This is going to be a hard one to escape. You can't really juke out the NS. He manages to pick up the kill. Tuscan now maybe the one to follow. Mousy manning up with the tag team. Walrus Punch. The morph into the Ember Spirit. The counter we spoke of. He's been chained up as well. So they do get actually a pretty favorable trade of that. Bamboo Hitter manning up a little bit too aggressively. And Sicko
Radiant's bottom tower
playing pretty well with his team here. Choosing what fights to come to.
Yeah. We're kind of, we see this Sven very, very high up in the net worth chart, but he has not, he has been completely passive. He's not joined a fight since the Rune fight, so.
Yeah, in terms of lanes, like it was a disaster for Joons, but coming out of those lanes and getting their timings, they've been the ones kind of calling the entire tempo of this game. Just making their rotations matter. Getting the objectives that they need, and getting the first Torm. Now this was nerfed, right? It's a lot less gold now.
Dire are scanning.
I believe they almost halved the gold that this gives. So not quite as monumental a change. They're smoked up now, looking for Reese. They see him. Gonna run down the stairs onto him, snowball out onto him now. Nightstalker might look to save him here, but it's daytime and he has no ult. He's gonna try and TP out, but he gets fissured up in the trees. Very far up for a Nightstalker to be there. Maybe just hoping to get an easy pick, but there aren't many of those now that Darkseer is involved. Then working his way towards this BKB now. Presumably that will be the timing that he fights on.
But he did buy a blink. I think I've actually seen a lot of Svens not go for it, but if you do, I think that's a indication that you want to fight now. Like, he's the most farmed hero in the game. He shouldn't need to be even more farmed than he is to fight.
Yeah, for sure. The play, presumably, with the next Nightstalker ulti, would love to see a smoke up that just has Nightstalker and Sven involved. There's like so little way that move can go wrong with Nightstalker giving vision and Sven with 10k net worth at minute 18 just blinking in and
Middle tower is under
hitting the enemy heroes. But they do have a lot of magic damage for him if it does go wrong.
Yeah.
Still holding on to the Black Grimoire on Warlock. A very intelligent player last game told me that he holds on to it for the level 15 talent, so maybe that's what this guy's going for. Usually I feel like I do see them use it for the
but
for the
I mean,
ulti.
the player, I mean, we'll see if that player does it later. You know, he is going to play today.
For sure, yeah. True. square off on mid lane now as they TP Resin. Looking to make an aggro move here with Night Stalker ulti. He ultis up and he blinks out onto Earthshaker, but quick fingers from Solarcrest blinks his way out. If they manage to make a clean disengage out of this, this is decently disastrous for Monkey Kings. When he comes down from this, it will still be 30 seconds of daytime that we'll see if June Squad opt to use to their advantage. Really nice defensive plays from June Squad, but Morphling maybe a little bit far out. He's not being too greedy, not farming these camps on the way back. Nice Talker does see him. They get the blink out onto him, but they use the Zeus ult to cancel the blink. Really nice use of the Zeus ulti there. Morphling is toggled quite high on strength as well. Lion's going to TP out. They want no part of this. It's daytime and they have no Night Stalker ult. Morphling knows this. Waveforming up aggressively. Faith Kian storming him. Emperor June as well. Ember Spirit's going to TP out. No Remnant left behind. It is nighttime. It's a four-man disengage from Monkey Kings after a very aggressive start to this fight.
They're kind of missing their goes here. I don't know how that's gonna. Network is kind of staying stagnant, but you think that they're on a timer right now. They're buying all active items.
Yeah, we've seen this before from the Avoxo Night Stalker, where he opts for these like super aggro early game support killer items instead of maybe greeding it up a bit, feeling like he's the best player in the game and knowing that he can carry with items. But they're going to look to make another go out here. This time they do get the Blink Silence, they get the Blink Hex as well. Reese says, if you can't do it, I will. They get the Snowball in, but not going to be a Snowball save. The Ice Shards traps only himself in with the Ancients. The Darkseer is in now, but he's chained up by the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit, low mana, gonna retreat out of this one. It looks like a one and done, picking up the Earthshaker. And happy for the reactions from June Squad. The Wisdom is up in 10 seconds, but looking like they're happy to give that to June Squad. Faith Kian gonna run his way out of that lane. So they do manage to get themselves something, but it is still a change from 5-10 minutes ago. We saw all top 3 net worths were on Radiant, and that is shifting a little bit. Night Stalker is still looking to play a little bit aggro here.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Top tower just died to creeps, so they've kind of already net evened this trade, but they've smoked up. Nice angle out of end Night Stalker ulti, but Night Stalker ults in, doesn't find the heroes that he's after. He gets snowballed onto. Ember is out onto the Darkseer, who is vacuuming it up. Night Stalker trying to lock down the backline. The Golem is out, stunning up 4. It's a big Fatal Bonds, cancelling the Earthshaker blink. He's not going to be able to re-engage into this. Zeus falls, Darkseer falls. Morphling aggro onto the front line, but he's found himself very much alone. Shards defensively saying, keep away from my Morphling. They need that guy, but meanwhile, Avoxo maybe stayed a little bit too long in the backline. Does get echoed up and waveformed on, and they have the sentry down for the Warlock, trying to glimmer his way out of there. He is fully trapped in. He's found a nice little hidey home, but that's where he is going to be buried for the next 40 seconds. Yeah, from good to bad to okay, I think, for the side of June Squad.
They managed to recover, and it's probably even a little bit in their favor, maybe. I think trading this Darkseer, and you probably are okay with trading that for the Night Stalker during nighttime.
Yeah, it is a fight at nighttime. They did pop a lot of ultis for this fight. It was also Sven's first fully involved fight. And it didn't look that dominant. I didn't feel like Sven was like tearing through them, you know? But Ember Spirit was able to do quite a tremendous amount of work.
I mean, was he actually involved? Was he really? Like, his score is the same as it was before the fight.
I'm purely guessing. He must have been, because he used his ult.
No, he was in there, but like, the evidence suggests otherwise.
Your Honor? Yeah, this Sven is a problem for Dire right now. Cancelling Shaker's Blink with the Mage Slayer. I assume Shaker's going to be looking towards either an Axe or a BKB right now to stop that from happening. He has a BKB, okay. He's not actually opting for the Axe. He's going for the Sanjin Kaya and a Shadow Blade queued after that. A little sneaky, a little cheeky. Aggro play now onto Sicko. Probably not the hero that they're actually looking for right now, unless they can get a nice Blink Hex out on him. He is going to feel strong. He's going to farm the wave. Tusk TPing in just in case to hold his hand. Solar Crest here as well. They might actually look to get something here. Sicko, do. I'm gonna hit the wave. Nope, Spike. I'm gonna waveform and morph into Ember, but I'm gonna get stunned up by the BKB Sven. Fingered as well. He's gonna get bursted full to 0. They did use the BKB on Dara. Mousy snowball in. Night Stalker has jumped the backline in the mid lane, I think. Manages to bring down the Zeus as well and glimmer his way out of there. These are the fights the Monkey Kings want, where they can like fully just dissect it into 2 or 3 parts.
Dire's top tower
Yeah, this Morphling's still not tanky enough to survive one Sven's done, and really that and the finger was all he died to. He's
Yeah,
a
and
little
they
too
had like
cocky
another 2 stuns left over, I think.
here.
Yeah, he's not strong on his own right now.
Yeah, he's picked up the BKB, but Sven has managed to. It was looking dicey for Sven there. I think if Sven joined the wrong fight and got caught out before he had his BKB, this could have looked really tricky for them. But he's chosen his engagements well enough that he is now shaping up to be quite a machine in this, and
Yeah.
Morphling's going to need some time to recover. But I think they've realized they do have formidable team fight, but it's not quite as one and done as Joons squads is. They do need to split them up and kite them out a bit more, which is what they've started doing. Well, it looks like we're going to get another start to a fight. They try to find Reese, but a good TP out. The Tormentor is up at some point. I have no idea when. I don't think there's a timer in the game for that.
No, but it was very, I think it was around 16 that they took it.
Yeah.
Oh, they
So
are just waiting around.
Yeah, they'll wait around for it. I'm sure one of them's better than us and and did time it,
Dire's middle tower is
Um,
under attack.
which is another nice pickup for them. They have still been the more objective, favoring team. Monkey Kings have taken a lot of good fights now, but not really transitioning that into a Roche or a Torment or anything just yet,
Middle tower is under
other than a top tier 2 tower.
They're really waiting a long time for this one. Maybe they didn't time it. Now they're going through.
Okay, they're attacking
it
that.
spawns.
And it spawns behind them. Okay, sod it, guys. Let's see if someone shows on this bot wave. Darkseer is gonna go up as if he's bait. I think they maybe wanted to keep this move a little bit more secretive, but they are taking the bait. He's been slight chainsed up. Morphling spots out Dara, but now that both teams know that everyone's here, it's going to be a disengage. There was an Echo Slam out on mid lane onto Reese for just a nice little freebie. Reese
No, a
was
bit of miscommunication. This Morphling TP'd mid, and now maybe they can't take this Storm yet. They're gonna run up there, I think, but
Yeah, they can run across the map. They're dead on one on Monkey King, so probably a pretty safe bet.
Dire's bottom tower is
Very much a game of chess, this one. Both teams have done a very good job of choosing what fights are the fights that they want to take.
yeah.
A lot of smokes into TPs out, etc. There's been no attempts at turns really. Everything is just like, oh, I'm getting gone on, I'm out of here. Which is nice to see some discipline, but also maybe maybe some nerves, as it is now an elimination game. Earthshaker's going to show on this. He could get Blink Hexed here, as they are smoked up. As for the Night Stalker, ult is out. He's looking for the backline. He gets his way onto Zeus. Shaker and Zeus to fall very fast, getting a little bit complacent there, walking down the top lane. Not even a tower really there for them. Just, yeah, maybe snoozing at the wheel a little bit. Night Stalker ult is still running. He spots out Faith Kian, who I don't think even knows he's there. They get the Sven blink out onto him now. Night Stalker's going to queue him up. He grieves off the slow. He's going to try and retreat, but blinked back onto by Night Stalker, who has just been the bane of the backline this game. Do we think that he will be getting this hero game 2?
I would doubt that he does. Yeah, I would hope not, at least.
Yeah, if you weigh up the impact of the first picks, I think that the Night Stalker to Zeus dichotomy is quite large.
Yeah,
Zeus
this
is,
Warlock has looked really good as well, actually. Like, that it's a lot of damage. They even just what it did in the first blood fight.
yeah, Fatal Bonds on top of the Sven, and the Slight is actually pretty immense.
But you know, maybe they were just. I mean, honestly, if you are Emperor June in this game, maybe you're just having a hard game because you look at your teammates' cosmetics and it just it makes you depressed. You know.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely done the best with what he's got, and what he's got is a very nice Zeus set.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes your Morphling just has Naruto hair. What can what can you do? To be
He's
honest,
sitting there on a bronze tier Zeus, and you're looking at his Grandmaster Morphling. It's like, okay, can you maybe have
Yeah.
something?
need a GoFundMe for an immortal there, buddy, or what? Like,
The Sven's opting for the Daedalus instead of the Revenant's Approach, which I guess he's just feeling good about this game. But I feel like the Revenant's Approach is a classic. Oh, this is pretty great into the Morphling now, no?
new Revenant's Brooch,
Magic
no
damage crit.
active, and just has a magic damage crit, right? That's essentially.
That's quite great into a Morph.
Yep. Ignoring all of Morph's agi, but maybe they're not, and justifiably so. Maybe they're not feeling like they're having any trouble killing Morph at the moment.
No.
But they might regret that when he picks himself up a BKB, which he may or may not have. They're smoked up now, so they feel like they're strong enough to fight. They do pop onto the Night Stalker, which is a tough hero to go on. They blink out Walrus Punch onto Reese. They do have the detection, so he's going to fall first.
Ooh.
It's the Echo Slam, which does clip the Sven, so Sven's going to fall as well. They get the root now onto Ember Spirit. This is looking like a bit of a disastrous fight. Night Stalker's going to have to bail his way out of there. Doesn't really have the damage. Solar Crest does a little blink down. Fisher out onto Sassy. Enchant Totem, Bing Bang Boom. That's a 4 for 1. They've lost their best cosmetics, but they've taken the team fight win.
I think a little bit of lack of respect. I think this they saw everything with this Night Stalker, but the Sven doesn't get BKB off, and then there's just a massive Echo, and even though it's not a great wall game, but Vacuum Wall and Echo will do a lot, if you don't get your BKB off.
We've seen this time and time again from Earthshakers, right? Like, you can be as ahead as you like. You can have a BKB, but there's like no real counter to this guy coming out of fog, 0 cast points, stunning you and doing like anywhere up to 1200 damage to you just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
now they get this Roche for this Morph, which again, he's been bursted a couple times. He'll be very happy with this.
Excellent shots there from Mousy, just doing something.
What do you know about this hero, man? Shut up.
Yeah, who am I? They are a little bit one and done on Monkey Kings with their initiation. Once they've used their first round of stuns, they do have a little bit of time before their next round, so Morphling respawning with a BKB could be a big problem for them in these fights, and they're continuing the aggression here. The smoke pops out. Reese is wise to it. Didn't feel like closing that distance on Solar Crest. Reese is going to Glimmer Cape himself away. Shaker's going to go back for the wave, and they're going to set their sights towards bot tower. But Monkey Kings not going to give it up without a fight by the looks of it. Vision does favor June Squad, but does your vision ever truly favor you when you're versus a Night Stalker? He has his ulti up. Morphling feeling strong with his 3 cents hair. Standing up the high ground. Night Stalker positioned very nicely to find the backline here. Do they feel like popping the Zeus ult. They're thinking about it to spy out the enemy team. Night Stalker's going to storm up now. He's going to pop the BKB. They get the Blink Hex out onto Earthshaker. He's going to be dead at the start of the fight, so no Echo in this fight. Sicko's BKB'd up on his first life. He's brought down Reese, and he's looking at the backline now. He gets a beautiful two-man chains onto Night Stalker and Ember Spirit, but he's not able to bring down the Night Stalker. And meanwhile, Reese has brought back and picked himself up a kill onto Mousy. Sven's gone in and said, pop goes the Weasel to Emperor June. Stun not quite on the mark for Morphling, who has the waveform TP out. Earthshaker, there has to be smokes at the start of these fights, I feel.
Yeah. Well, the same logic, right? You know, he doesn't get his BKB off, he doesn't get spells off, and all of a sudden the fight looks really easy for Monkey Kings.
Sven has a Orb of Corrosion. It's 34 minutes. There has to have been something better than this.
What?
Oh, huh? Oh, right, yeah, it's got the tier 3 modifier on it. Okay, Destruction. Orb of Destruction.
Yeah, maybe just got unlucky.
Tower is under attack.
Yep.
Dire's
The
bottom tower has fallen.
feeling strong now on Monkey Kings.
Actually, there's no way. Just look at
No,
the tier
there
3
isn't.
items.
There's not.
There's
no way.
not.
He likes it.
Tier
It
3
does
items
D
so
armor against Morphling, you know? It's sick.
Yeah.
Both teams feel it seems like they're just willing to just like keep hammering at it. These fights are literally just a matter of who gets the initiation. That seems to have been the decider of kind of every fight. If Shaker can get a good jump, they win their fight. And if Lion can get a good jump, then Monkey Kings win their fight. That's all it's come down to. So Solar Crest is taking the lead here. They spot out Ember Spirit, Echo Slam onto him from Fog, Enchant Totem and Fisher out on top of him. That's Ember Spirit dead for 70 without buyback.
Yeah. You know what they got that kill, right?
On Morph.
There's because there's an Atos on Darkseer.
Is under attack.
Ah. Yes, I mean, Gleipnir now is
He's not going for it, he's going for BKB. He has an Atos.
He's got his eyes on the 6-item timing.
Yeah.
You're not a visionary like him.
Yeah, no,
There-
yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Waveform onto the high ground, onto the Lion, who's Glimmer Caped up. He's going to be able to blink
That's a
out
lot
from
of
that
damage.
one. Oh, he's getting his ass beat by this upheaval. Stun now as well.
Oh.
Finger, not quite that much damage. But enough to put the Fear of God in him and repel them from the high ground. Just for now.
Dire's top tower
Ah
is
ha
under
ha.
attack.
Okay.
These guys are hilarious.
Yep. Such chads, right? Earthshaker was pinged out by Avoxo up top. He's on his own up there, and he did use his TP. Pretty split from the rest of his team. Could look to make a move out. There's a DD on the top side. Avoxo with the nullifier. Just sticking to his guns of killing the enemy supports. And a 5-man smoke up now from the side of Monkey Kings. June squad not super ill prepared for it.
Radiant are scanning.
They have some control over their triangle. They are grouped up. Are they going to feel strong enough to walk into this triangle? They use the NS ult. They were ready for it. They surge back, but it's going to get nullified off. Avoxo's going to go onto Darkseer. He gets Atos up. He is going to have to BKB. He's running up now, but they don't have overwhelming damage right now. The Sven ult is popped, and Emperor June is going to take the hit for his team right now. The vacuum is out onto one, onto the Sven in the wall. Echo Slam onto 4. Ember's dead. Sven dead. As soon as the BKBs run out, it's just a bit of a disaster class from Monkey Kings. They get the follow-up onto Warlock at the end of this. It's feeling like the patient man's game in these team fights right now. As soon as these BKBs run out for Monkey Kings, it becomes so tricky for them to take these long fights. They managed to get Darkseer and Zeus basically for free, but only at the cost of their positioning, which then Solar Crest was able to
Radiant's bottom tower is
turn into a beautiful 3-man echo and clean up that fight. And they're going to look at high ground now, I think. They don't know this, but only one buyback on the side of Monkey Kings.
Yeah, and there's also no nighttime or Night Stalker ult when he respawns either.
And Lion is not really the hero to hold this high ground. If this was a Warlock, maybe it would be another matter, but not a lot that Lion can offer in this situation. And look at Morphling's inventory. This guy hits like a truck.
Yeah. Yeah, in the same way we talked about this Night Stalker, I think Monkey Kings, if they lose this game, they might come out to the conclusion that maybe when you play Sven, Night Stalker, Ember, you shouldn't let the level 30 Morphling play Morphling.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Yeah, for sure. And Morphling, following from your words of wisdom, has opted to pick up the new magic crit against the Sven armor.
Yeah.
And yeah, he will be having no damage problems now in this fight, but Sven also not having damage problems himself, particularly right now, as he blinks in, BKBs cleaves down the Darkseer immediately without getting wall up. The Voxo is out onto the Earthshaker, who tries to TP out. He does get a good 2-man echo on the backlines of this. Bamboo Hitter is getting hit up himself by Morphling, but they're just not able to lower the HPs, but they are slowly bringing him down here. Morphling is controlled up, but Tuskar making good space on the backline. Sicko low mana now, probably not going to be able to play this fight to completion. TP out as well from Mousey. Okay, I see you. Making good space at the end of that, and I didn't even see what killed Ember and Sven in this, to be honest. I feel like they just died.
I think the Sven committed for someone. It might have been the Shaker, but this Morphling shreds him right now. Like, it's the Sven's build is so squishy. He does not live for more than 1 second when Morph starts hitting him.
Yeah, they again managed to get what looks to be a favorable start. Like, if you can get a free 1-tap on the enemy Zeus and Darkseer, then you're gonna take that. But it seems like it's just not enough. If Shaker and Morph are still able to click their spells, then that's not enough. And a good buyback from Zeus as well. How do they need to start fights on Monkey Kings for these to start looking their way?
I mean, this Morph is still very killable. It doesn't have Shard, and even then, there's, you know, a Night Stalker Fear can stop it. There's not that great save. If they pop their BKBs and just, you know, click everything, you know, throw everything in the kitchen sink on him, they will kill him, and then they will win the fight. There is nothing after he's dead.
Yeah, he is literally all damage. He's had the Skadi queued up next, which I guess gives him a bit of HP, but yeah, kitchen sink on Morphling. But the problem is, if that comes at the cost of your positioning, then Earthshaker's looking at you, licking his lips.
Yeah, but it shouldn't take you that long to kill him. Like, you should still have BKB duration left by the time he's dead. Although
Speaking of BKBs, they have popped 3 as a Voxo tries to make the go out onto him, but he's ATOS'd up. They don't quite have the damage to get to him. Reese was stood in the middle of a whole wave there, just BKB sucking off with the Shard. He does get finished off by the Zeus ult. Good ulti from our Arcana King here. Set diff onto the enemy 10k support, Lion.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually that might be what it comes down to. This Zeus with very good cosmetics might just beat this Lion with very bad cosmetics.
Yeah, MMR is just a number, but my bank balance is a very big
real.
number.
I mean, yeah, you can buy accounts with real money, so.
Radiant's top tower.
Roche up in 20 seconds. They've got Zeus stood there waiting for it to spawn. Morphling's going to bimble up and take that top tower. That's all tier 2 towers taken now for the side of Joons squad. And they're going to walk their way to the Roche pit, which has now spawned. Morphling again is going to find himself with 2 lives. Are we just going to see him walk down mid here?
Yeah.
Your whole kitchen sink philosophy is
yeah, it's
looking
been
like
harder to throw 2 sinks. Like, people
Yeah.
rarely have the strength to throw 2 sinks, but
yeah, average household only has 1 kitchen. especially
exactly.
if you're Reese and you're broke.
You'd have this line set, yeah.
Okay, well, he's not storming down mid, but he is gonna storm down top. Everyone positioned behind him. There is going to be an upheaval waiting for him on the high ground, which does do quite a lot of damage, but not more damage than this Morphling. We'll see
Let's place the
how
banner
they're
here.
able to propel. Banner down. That does mean the Fatal Bonds is going to be a lot lower impact here. And Morphling's just going to tear his way through this. He's getting stunned up, but this damage is nothing compared to what he is pumping into the enemy barracks. Ulti up now from a Voxo. He's beelining for the backline. He's onto the Darkseer. Darkseer has BKB'd up. Morphling's going in himself onto the enemy backline. It's core versus core here now. Sven makes a good jump out onto Solar Crest. He manages to catch him. Cleaves him through the Shadow Blade. Brings down Sven as well. Avoxo is out onto the Darkseer on the left-hand side of the fight, and Morphling does manage to bring down the Sven after the BKB. Morphling BKB'd himself. He does still have the Aegis. His entire team was brought down, but he's going to do the old Classico, waveform TP back to base with an Aegis. We've seen this one before. It's this game's actually only a 1k net worth difference.
Yeah.
Just yeah, this level 30 Morphling, that's what we said, right? Egoisto, 1v9, etc, etc.
Yeah. This they need to have something that makes their, like, they are not living long enough when they get jumped by, like, this Shaker. Maybe consider like a Shiva's guard. Like, I think if
he
you
did
get
have
one
it
Echo
queued,
off. Yeah. They have queuing it on Darkseer, maybe they think they just want one, but
yeah. I think he's struggling a bit because he also never did opt to buy the Ags, so his positioning has to be actually decently close to the rest of the fight because he only has one form of mobility to get in.
yeah, but also not so close that he gets cancelled by any of the Warlock or Lion or or Ember things that are flying through.
Yeah, he's got the refresher queued up on Shaker, which
He's not living that. That's a BKB TP
Oh.
and a dieback.
BKB TP dieback on a Voxo and tips
A lot of
across
tips.
the board.
Nice TP who does that, says Mousy.
Just great banter, it really is.
It's great banter.
Okay, smoke out next to the high ground. Shaco does probably need this to make sure that he doesn't get similar treatment to what happened before. Warlock walks up a little bit aggressively. He does get the nice force off onto high ground, but that's a good waveform. And Morphling is morphed into the Lion. He's fully in on the backline. Sven's going to show up now. He's going to cleave massively into Morphling. He's going to bring down the first life. The BKB is coming to an end on the Sven, however. He's echoed up, and that's going to be all it takes to bring him down. He does have the buyback, but he won't use it, and he won't have a BKB or an ult if he does opt to. This looks like it could be all she wrote for Monkey Kings, as he does pop the buyback. They get the good triple stun out from Lion, but we have to see what Sven can make happen here without his ult or BKB. Aggressive waveform in from Morphling, not entirely necessary. He's going to get stunned up here. Ember Spirit dropping a little bit low on mana. Solar Crest playing the backline. They're waveforming out. Sven is going to get the Harpoon in and bring down the Zeus. A little bit too aggressive from Morphling here, I think. So it's not about what he can survive, but when he drags his team in to follow him like that, his team are not quite as formidable as him, as we said. Not actually that much of a net worth difference. It's all on the Morphling. Roshan not up for another 3 minutes, so I pray we are not going to be waiting for that. There is a DD on the bot side, not going to be spotted out by anyone just yet. They did use the Sven buyback, so
It's an underrated aspect. This the Shaker's dying early in the fight, but he's actually almost level 27 because his innate lets him get XP from the fight after he dies.
Okay, This is what could be a last hurrah from Monkey Kings. DD on Dara, smoked up as 5. They do not have buyback on their Sven, but they're not grouped up here on Joons, and they may be about to walk up into a Morphling. Nice talk. Oh, has been popped. They've spotted the Zeus, putting himself in that frontline position as he so often does. But that's the smoke used. That's your DD gone. You've bought yourself 1 minute until Zeus respawns, but that's probably it. But that time that they have bought will allow it to turn nighttime, I think. If my maths
Just
is
about.
correct.
There'll be about 30 seconds of daytime.
Yeah.
And they will take the top tormentor with this.
They'll pick up the 3rd tormentor of the game. Not wasting any time while the Zeus is dead, still able to find objectives on the map. Meanwhile, even though they just picked up a kill, Radiant are forced to kind of turtle in their base because of the buyback situation. It is now nighttime. Are we going to see another smoke out from Radiant for a bit more time or a bit of a bigger kill? Dire positioning around Roche, but that's still not up for 1 minute.
Should look at the buybacks, right?
The buyback status, yeah.
They're just about to have it again on Night Stalker. He needs a bit more gold. The Sven one obviously is still gone for 5 minutes no matter what.
Yeah, the Sven one. I feel like if Sven is dead, they just do not have the damage to, like, they don't have this Earthshaker element where they just have a load of damage coming from nowhere. The Ember Spirit Flight is great poke, but it's not going to finish anyone. But it is going to dodge the Echo Slam from Solar Crest, and there's going to be a return ult from a Voxo here, maybe expecting a bit more of a fight as they look to chase up a little bit. The Roche is going to spawn in 20 seconds. That means he will not have the Night Stalker ulti for this Roche.
Yeah, and this was an Arcane Rune level 25 Earthshaker ult, so it is back in 20 seconds.
Right. Fair enough, I guess. Makes sense. The spell that can one-shot the enemy carry is just has a 30-second cooldown. Yeah. Nice. Bamboo Hitter himself is buying the Revenant's Brooch.
Yeah.
Probably not an item that is going to survive very long in its current state, I would guess.
No.
They're not opting for the roast. They're going aggressively, knowing that Night Stalker doesn't have the ultimate, but their stun poke is pretty immense, but it's not going to be enough to get these catapults away from taking the top side. There is one melee rack standing in between Joons squad
go for it.
and Mega Creeps, and they are just going to man up for it. Sven said, no, you're not just yet, but that's a huge vacuum into a 4-man wall with an Echo Slam on top. But it is a good second Echo Slam as well, bringing down Sven without buyback. They've got the tag team out onto the Night Stalker, who's going to fall as well. Night Stalker falls and buys back. Lion buyback as well. Ember Spirit in the middle of all of them now, trying to slide them up and control them, but it's only going to be a matter of time until drops in the middle of 4 of them. They are managing to clean up a couple of kills on Zeus as well, but there's a return buyback. Sven is still out for 100, but they've mana drained all of Morphling's mana away here. He's going to need some help, but he says, call an ambulance, not for me, a little bit there as the Voxel tries to man up, not respecting how much damage this guy does. It's 2 dead without buyback on Radiant.
They bought back 2 on Dire as well. It is very much a scene we've seen before, that they can kill everyone but this Morphling. He kind of does just stay. He got very close with this Sven, but now without him, it's going to be hard.
Is up if they manage to kill the supports here, but they're trying to man just into the Morphling himself, and it's not going to work. They get the vacuum back onto Night Stalker, who dies back here. Morphling standing under the tier 4s, beating into everything. This is going to be all she wrote from a game 1. Solar Crest buys back just so that he's in the end game screen, I think. They're not calling it, valiantly playing it out to the end, but they just do not have the answer for
There
the
it is.
Morphling at the end of the game. They call GG.
Dire victory.
Ooh. Just not able to quite get the right jumps, I think, in the final third of this game from Monkey Kings. Before
Yeah.
that, choosing some nice fights and splitting up team fights nicely, but I think as soon as Dire started 5-manning and just manning up into the Night Stalker role, it yeah, they weren't able to kill anyone quick enough.
Yeah.
But 53-minute game, still good showing from both teams. This is a best of 3 series. I would love to see it go to game 3, and I think with what we've seen here, it definitely could do. We're gonna take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you for game 2 shortly. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Irish Dota League Season 4 semi-finals between Joons Squad and Monkey Kings. This is a best-of-3 series. Joons Squad won Game 1 in a 54-minute game, which was a little bit of a comeback, I would say. I will be taking you into Game 2. I am Maniac. I'm here with my co-caster and teammate, Coral, and Ireland's Rank 1 Observer Anti-Extreme. Coral,
Yeah.
what do we expect to see different in this Game 2?
Well, we'll see if Emperor June is a real rich boy or if he's just posturing with the Zeus, because he's not getting it this time.
Yeah, and they did identify that as one of the problems which they have
Yeah.
eliminated.
He was too dripped out. And they also banned their own Night Stalker. So maybe they're saying, hey, Voxo, yeah, we're just telling Voxo that he's not good, I guess.
Yeah, definitely a hero that Kian plays as well. I wouldn't expect... I'm not surprised that we haven't seen the Morphling banned out in the first phase. Do you think we'll see it banned out in the second?
Oh, well, this maybe not as much now that they have this, which they know June Squad can play on carry.
Yeah, and actually seems to be... I actually think it has been played on carry on all of their games. We know that it is a hero that they can all play to varying degrees, but they've definitely seen the most success with it on POS 1.
Absolutely.
And it's what we were waiting for all draft in the second one, and we get it here. Which is, I would say, more of an intimidating hero than the Zeus, but we'll see if it's more dripped out than the Zeus.
It doesn't have as many good cosmetics. I mean, it obviously doesn't have an Arcana. So.
Yeah, Monkey Kings are gonna first phase pick
That's a classic.
the Reese Rubik. His best hero, his favorite hero, from what I get the impression, hero he's had great amount of success on, and also just like one of the hardest Magnus counters in the game.
Yeah, it probably is felt less so against the carry, because he can simply afford to play in a different way with RP. He doesn't have to be this team fight lockdown. He can just right click and use it early or late. So maybe that maybe we're just gonna see the Young G carry Magnus again.
Yeah, it definitely could be a motivator towards that. They've banned out the Ember, which Bambo Hitter, to his credit, was able to have a good amount of impact on in the last game. Not able to bring the damage in the late game team fights, but that just wasn't his job. And also a great hero versus Magnus. I personally, I think I want to see Monkey Kings take a step back from like trying to play on like the tempo that they were on before. They lost last game because they missed their timing. Like they came out of lane incredibly well, but by the time Sven joined a fight, it was kind of too late.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Banning a lot of the Dara heroes right now. The Ursa and Slarka stuff he likes to play, which does go later. Like I think that might be why they ended up with this Sven, because yeah, we'll see what he's comfortable with.
Yeah, Monkey Kings themselves banned out the Tiny, even though it's one of Dara's best heroes. So it's showing how much onus they put on this hero, and they still think that it's a top tier hero.
And there's the Morphling ban as well.
Okay, so
Not taking any risks.
yeah, no risks. So is fair enough. It's the best thing you can do against a high flex draft is just get rid of what you don't want to play against.
5 seconds remaining.
They're gonna have to show what direction they're gonna want to go with the draft here. Usually opting to pick a Voxo decently early. I think a lot of his more meta picks aren't really in the game right now, so we might get to see something a bit more interesting. His Death Prophet, I know he has a lot of love and a lot of success on. Beyond that, he's also a big cheese picker with your Visages and Broods, but we won't see that versus a Mag. They opt for the clock. It'll be a sassy pos5's clock. They've had wins on this in the past, but you have some beef yourself with this hero currently, right?
Yeah, I mean, just
10 seconds.
Dara
remaining.
is actually probably a good hero, a good player to play with this, because I think
5
Clock fits
seconds
best with
remaining.
ranged carries, and there aren't that many of them that are good. But maybe Dara just won't care, and he will just pick his Drow Ranger, or maybe a Gyrocopter we've seen him play before.
Yeah, and with so many of his heroes out of the equation already, I wouldn't be surprised to see him just go that route and just commit for comfort over meta. We're in a pretty new meta right now anyway, so who knows what could be good.
The Gyro was perfectly viable. That was even before this match. That's definitely a good hero. Drow probably less so, but not unplayable. Like, it's not PL.
Radiant team pick.
Stare your death in the face.
Huerta is
13
presumably the Mousy. Okay. I think typically in the past we've seen Mousy play this hero. I'm actually not sure which is which in this. It is also worth noting that Young G has also played this Muerta as
10
POS1,
seconds
not in the
remaining.
league but in his pubs.
It's another
5
flex pick.
seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
they're keeping the draft open. This is something that Joons Squad are incredibly good at doing. If they're keeping us confused, then they are almost certainly keeping Monkey Kings confused.
Yeah.
Or
It's worth noting that
another
this Muerta just got nerfed with this patch. The W no longer has an attack slow, so it probably, which of course matters more for the support version.
for sure, yeah. Another set of spells which are pretty great for Rubik to steal, and there's the Avoxo Death Prophet.
I like this.
Yeah, somewhat out of meta, but way more in comfort, and actually does match up very nicely into these heroes. I feel like
Yeah,
the
especially this
Muerta and the Mag.
10
Magnus.
seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
Yeah, I can very much see him getting RP'd with
5
3
seconds
siphons out
remaining.
and just healing through it. And this silence is very nice against the Tusk's ability to save as well. Yeah, they actually played this last time these two teams met, and
This was the game they won by quite a
yeah,
lot.
like substantially. Avoxo was beyond godlike in this game on his Death Prophet. So we'll see if June Squad have learned anything since then. I know they have been scrimming and practicing. They are definitely warm. But we've seen 1-1s from them before. We need to see if they can actually clutch out a series where you need to win 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen a 1-1 every time, and so for that reason we should get a 1-1 here, but that would not be where the series stops. And from there on out, it's a blank slate. We've never seen
Radiant team
what happens to June Squad after that.
Man stands ready.
Oh boy.
Pick up the Dara Sven again. They were very low on reserve time here. 5 seconds left or 6 seconds left on reserve time. So safe to say this maybe wasn't something that they all agreed on.
10 seconds remaining.
But they feel like
5 seconds
the best for what they
remaining.
have. They did miss their timing with it before, but he was incredibly farmed. I think if they maybe yell at him to join some team fights, especially with Death Prophet being like more of a frontline head-on hero than the Night Stalker, right? Like, I think they could actually play for objectives now.
There's also a hope that in a game like this, maybe he'll play less like 2016 Miracle highlight video and more like a let's just stat up with some Sanjin Yasha and live. And that'll be easier for him to not overextend and die.
Yeah. Monkey Kings do not need a miracle, they need a skitter.
Yes,
Dairachu.
exactly. More so Skitter than Dairachu.
Radiant team banned.
Sniper.
Okay, so we're starting to see the draft take some shape here. We can speculate that this is a mid sniper.
Certainly, almost certainly. But
Yeah.
10
into
seconds
Rubik Clockwork supports is not. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm curious what this is them saving for. Like,
Dire team ban.
they don't have last pick, so they felt like they had to pick this, otherwise it would get banned, which is interesting.
I don't
Which
think
leads
you
me
would ban it, no? Like that's
no, which leads me to believe that they don't have an ace in the hole here for their final pick,
10 seconds
Um,
remaining.
which could line up with them having already picked all of their
5
cores if
seconds
they have.
remaining.
Could be a mid sniper, carry muerta,
Dire
offlane
team
mag.
ban.
Monkey Kings are banning out offlane heroes currently. The Tide Hunter out in the last phase here, where it was gone in the first phase before. Yeah, Monkey Kings
10
probably very
seconds
little idea
remaining.
what June Squad are doing with their draft, but do June Squad know what they're
5
doing with their
seconds
draft?
remaining. Radiant team
And they ban
ban.
out the PA as well, keeping open for the idea of it maybe being the carry that they are picking in the final phase. Do you think they've covered all their bases with these bans?
I don't know.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know what this Tide ban is necessarily. I think they actually have
5
pretty
seconds
decent heroes into
remaining.
that. Yeah, we'll really have to see. It's so hard to read this June squad draft, and I'm sure that's part of why Monkey Kings are banning a little bit all over the place.
Yeah. A sign of maybe there not being that much left that they're scared of, but also yeah, them just not knowing what is going where. There's only 9 seconds on reserve time here for June Squad. You can assume that they already know what this pick is going to be. It's going to be the Sand King. So we are looking at support Muerta, support Tusk. Don't know which players just yet. With a carry mag, an offlane Sand King, and a mid sniper.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, actually, yeah, this could still be anything, right? Like this could.
in theory, but yeah. And
And the
they
Storm Spirit.
last pick the Bamboo Hitter Storm Spirit. Actually, very good hero this patch.
Yeah. It's a carry mag.
And very good into the sniper. It is a carry mag. It is an offlane thanking. The Mousy Tusk and the Emperor June Muerta. In the drip department, he is dripless.
Yeah, this time it's actually Bamboo Hitter kind of letting his team down. Very sick Death Prophet set, and the rest are
Yeah,
all looking pretty good. This Bamboo Hitter Storm kind of just looks like a midget standing next to them.
it does actually. Broke arm manlet, yeah. Decent Tusk set. Very this
Basic,
like every mag player has this set.
yeah. The Sand Kings is actually the one dragging them down. I think basic mag and mortar sets are fine, but this Sand King it looks a bit like 2013, unreleased sets.
Yeah. Winter Slam 2012 treasure.
Yeah.
Okay, who are you giving the draft to?
Well, again, it's this is based on drip and Monkey Kings. Despite this Bamboo Hitter who might feed a lot in lane because of it, they have some really good drip, and therefore I think they win.
Okay, so yeah, you're predicting it to be tied up and
Yes.
ready for a game 3.
Absolutely.
June Squad took game 1. I'm Maniac, this is Coral, and Anti-Extreme the Observer will be taking you into this game 2 between Monkey Kings and June Squad in the semi-finals of the Irish Dota League Season 4. Both teams, hopefully, will still play without fear, storm their way down to the runes. We did see an early rune clash before, with June Squad having quite underwhelming rune damage. This time, they definitely do not. Both teams a lot more partial to brawling. How do we... Any big lane mismatches here, you think?
It's a good question. I think Sniper on paper should beat virtually every mid hero. So maybe you'd expect it there. Other than that, we're not too used to seeing Magnus should win at most lanes, but how does it match up against this Death Prophet? I don't know.
Yeah, not one that you get to see every day. The Sven Clockwork lane, not particularly synergetic there.
No.
But they were able to stomp their last lane. Sven skyrocketing early on. Get this off my screen. Vestments of the thank you. I don't want to see it.
A lot of yapping in this chat here.
Yeah, there's no love lost between these two teams. Reese says, anyone want to kiss in Belfast? Alluding
And
to the
Sicko
fact
is
that we
overtly
might
homophobic, and he takes great
alluding to the
offense.
fact that we might get to see Reese in the upcoming Belfast LAN, April 5th to 6th. More info on that to follow. It will be in the announcements channel of our Discord, which if you're not in, please do join. We host leagues, we host mini tournaments, and we host LANs. So please do join that. Everyone is welcome, clearly, because I'm here. Much more passive start to this game too. No aggressive rune fighting occurring here. It's going to be a 2-for-2 rune split. The eye shards not quite on the money onto Reese Rubik.
Yeah,
Just there.
I don't think this Tusk needs this win enough, I guess.
Does not need this win. No. Sassy actually does have a very nice clockwork set. Oh, that's one of my favorites. There's a lot of good clockwork sets, but Sassy's is great.
Yeah, that hero just gets the fucking compendiums at every year.
Yeah, actually. But the recent Emperor June trading it out now. We saw more of this last game. These two love to hold hands in between their two camps while both cores trade farm. Top lane is actually a Chad quad melee lane. So only brawls will be happening up here. No no trading. Ice Shard's out now onto Sasu, who's going to use the battery assault to bully Mousy away from this camp. Ice Shard's not quite able to compete with that level 1 spell. Voxo shoving this aggressively onto tower, and Sicko actually taking quite a heavy beating in this first wave from a Voxo who does get his level 2 first. Is able to apply quite some pressure. Could we take a look at Death Prophet, Facet, and Innate spells? Because I do not know what they do. Hero
it's the
Death
new
Impact.
one.
Oh, that one's sick! This is cool!
Yeah, it got buffed recently in the 738 patch, so now it also, if you get a kill during your exorcism, the spirit will both affect that one and the next one.
Oh, that's
Make it to be a
actually
lot
quite
less
crazy.
bad. Yeah.
And the spirits actually show up in the ult visually, which I think is fucking great. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I taught Taylor that.
Taylor does need to be taught a lot.
And the innate? What's Death Prophet's innate?
Oh, it's her old passive from way back 2013 Dota, where she just gets a little bit of movement speed and cooldown reduction per level.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know absolutely nothing about this hero, but
It means that right now, if she was level 2 and had her ult, it would be 140 seconds, 7-second cooldown.
Brilliant. Mid lane might see a little bit of a fight over the rune. Solarcrest is gonna deny it and start shooting at the Magic Storm man. Solarcrest is taking a minor early lead in the CS department, as predicted that he would. But I wouldn't be too intimidated. Solarcrest has a tendency to leave the lane for the jungle pretty early on. Oh, he's actually falling very low on the Storm Spirit here, but it's a trade under Shrapnel. He's trying to pull him in, but nowhere near the damage required to bring down Solarcrest there. And Solarcrest brings the early first blood. And he's going to drag the wave, so the next wave is going to go on the tower. That's going to be a full mist wave from Storm Spirit. Good play by Solarcrest.
Would be a good time to question mark. After all this all chatting, you think that they'd be more willing to be toxic now?
No, all besties. No toxicity between these two. No toxicity in the league at all, in fact. Everyone loves each other. Skewer away from Sticko. He does manage to survive under the tower. Emperor June putting his body in between him and his carry, but he is going to fall in return for that, tying up the kill score. And yeah, Sicko having a tough time of it down here. He's just gonna max in power, right? I don't expect we're gonna see him here past level 5,
Absolutely.
if that. And this time he does have a hero, which I think, like in theory, can definitely go toe to toe with Sven in the farm department, in the GPM department.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's worse at fighting it, but still better than Sven. I think Sven is a really bad 1v1 fight. But yeah, he can keep up in farm for sure.
But Sven has again found himself with a perfectly fine game. Him and Kian seem to, in all of their games, just have a little lovers agreement to trade farm.
Yeah,
Kian doing better out of it this game than last.
Absolutely. Kian's doing way better. He was really struggling that first game. Now he's on par with the Sven, a bit ahead even.
This tanking is his master tier hero. I've definitely seen him pop off on this hero. A bit of a less prioritized hero this patch, but not actually by any means a bad hero. It was seeing some picks from Collapse towards the end of the last Dream League. Snowball out now onto Bambo Hitter from Mousy, trying to make the kill happen under the tier 2 tower with the Assassinate and the Blood Grenade to follow. Reese does get the lift back under tower to score himself a little solo kill. Deja vu from last game, but this time it's not on the enemy mid laner. But he is able to score himself up some nice XP. All eyes on Rubik this game. This guy can make tremendous stuff happen. And this is definitely the game for it versus Mag Sniper tanking Muerta.
Absolutely.
Definitely excited to see what he can pull out of the bag here. And he's hanging around mid lane here. Solar Crest is feeling strong currently, but Reese does let the rune go to Mr. Diddles. Misses the dead shot there. Reese is gonna back it up. Bambo Hitter still not quite at his level 6. Struggling here on this mid lane. Only 22 CS. And only a quarter of the way to his level 6. Magnus still toughing it out in this lane here. At what point do you just call it quits and say, this guy keeps clicking spells on me? Why don't you go hit Woods?
Well, at the moment, he should have done it a while ago, I think. But he's getting some Tusk and Muerta down here. So maybe he's just keeping them busy while they take the Wisdom.
Indeed, we are seeing a little bit of an outflank. We're going to see a Wisdom Rune fight here, but Reese is outnumbered, but Emperor June is taking a bit of an interesting route. Sassy's here to help out, and Voxo has walked back to pick it up as well, and this move has turned up to a bit of a disaster. Emperor June seemingly pretty reluctant to get his teeth into this fight here. Solar Crest has arrived, though, with the fucking whatever Muerta W spell is called. In the middle of that, they are able to pick themselves up a clockwork kill. Solar Crest, nice move from him. The Calling, yeah. AI fucking generated name. Yeah, good moves from Solar Crest, managing to still keep up the aggression, even though he's on a sniper. Snowball out now onto Bambo Huta, still only level 5. Solar Crest is going to pick up that kill as well. He's still got shrapnels left for Reese. He's going to be slowed up under his own tower. They have the Calling, the Muerta spell, on to the Rubik. Assassinate out now as well. No smoke to spare to save himself from that one. Sassy trying to get in the way, but not able to help his team here.
So far, our call of this being a pay-to-win game looks decently accurate, with the Storm Spirit, with the worst cosmetics in the lobby, really having a bad game.
Yeah, and his bad game is actually still better than Magnus's game, or neck and neck right now. But yeah, both of them really struggling, which is what's keeping this only a 1k net worth lead for June Squad at this 8-minute mark. It does give the win probability to Monkey Kings, though, Gaben does. Alright. Bamboo Hitter does have his 6 now. This will be the last of these mid lane shenanigans that we will see without where to follow up. And now Huerta's going to cut the wave. They might look to pop the Exorcism here and take this tower. Has she been involved in any kills? Is there an indicator for if she'll have heroes in her?
Is under attack.
She has 2 assists, so I guess she has collected some spirit. Zip out now onto Magnus, who comes out with a quick RP. Sicko falling low. After this, it's not quite enough. Solar Crest is in the middle of all of them, but I don't know if he has the damage to fight this. That's very sacrificial zip in from Storm. Storm Spirit's going to fall. Faith Gian dropping low. Avoxo pumping out everything he can. Look at the size of the calling. Jesus. Would have had more impact before, as you said. Actually not slowing attack speed is a pretty huge deal.
Yeah. So I think actually, if I'm reading this correctly, there were 8 kills in the game before this, and she had 8 spirits. So apparently, it's just any death on the map counts as a spirit collector.
No,
I mean,
she has
6 now. 6 now. Like she just popped it with all the 8, and now she has 6 more. So
It actually is. No, it says whenever a hero dies. It doesn't say she has
no
to be
range.
involved.
No, yeah, it's
That's-
just
Okay.
that's a lot better than I thought.
That's kind of wild. Zip out now onto the shield rune. He's going to snag that one up. Who is actually happier about that trade in the bot lane? The mag did die, but so did the sniper, but they managed to bring down a Voxo and the Storm Spirit as well.
I think you stopped the first exorcism from taking the tower, and that'll be a victory for Joons.
Yeah, long cooldown on that because he is low level because of his innate ability. Smoke out now from Storm Spirit and Sassy. Reese unsmoked's gonna show himself on the wave. Solar Crest is maybe wise to this
Let's make
move,
one.
putting out the shrapnel. He's gonna TP out. Mousy stood in the way. He cancels the TP actually. They feel ready to fight this. Mousy says, "Nah, I'm here. I got you. You don't need to be scared, baby girl. It's alright." And indeed, it was alright. So he's gonna farm the jungle on the sniper.
We talked about this mag being able to keep up with Sven. Hasn't been true so far. He's actually... I don't know what he's doing, but he's not hitting creeps.
Yeah. Pico has had some pretty dominant performances on this in the past, but this Death Prophet lane was really the bane of him in this one. They've swapped it out now, so that Faith Kian lanes versus the Death Prophet. Faith Kian level 10, by the way.
Yeah.
Rubik steals the Shockwave, but only level 1. Not all that scary, as we said. The carry mag definitely not as big a deal versus the Rubik.
Absolutely.
Do you buy Mom on this hero?
That is definitely the standard. He's holding a lot of gold right now, so maybe he's considering something else, but the standard for it has been Mask of Madness and Echo Saber.
Literally just Sven. Alright.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're manning up for the tower now.
Radiant's top tower
Solar Crest
is under
gonna
attack.
slowly poke it down with all of his boys here. The levels on Solar Crest and Faith Kian are
Radiant's
actually
bottom tower
immense
is under
compared to Monkey Kings.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And they do manage to get the first objective. As we discussed in the first game, they are actually, despite whatever troubles they seem to have in their lanes, they have managed to always translate that into making something happen on the map. Smoke out now from the Tusk. Oh, it's an Invis rune, in fact. He's spotted out by the wave. I think this tower is not one that you want to man up for. The bottom tier one
Radiant's
will almost
Oh,
certainly
this
get
could go
fought.
very wrong.
But they're not even interested in defending it right now as it's not threatened. Reese and Sassy are looking to make a little two-man move onto the Magnus. But these new camps on the top side are so far back, so easily defensible. I think if they look to make this move, they will get rotated on and punished.
But it can work there. Sven's not too far away.
See Rocket Flare out onto Magnus. Okay, this is a little bit deep sassy. Hook shot out under tower. Quick TP
like
from
this.
Sniper. Yeah, the
Then
skewer's
June
probably
almost
the end
dies
of
to
that.
the power cogs, but he'll take
And
this risk and
now
get a 6.
Reese has abandoned his way out of that. He's noted that they've TP'd top, which might be all it takes for them to snag
Oh,
up
Mousy.
this bottom tower.
Mousy. Oh,
Mousy not quite managing to steal the enemy Wisdom Rune. Worth a try. He forced them to come back away from the tower. Honestly, not even all that bad. Still yet to take this bottom tier 1 tower with the Death Prophet. They're thanking still just being a nuisance stat here. But the fact that he's had to sit down here and contest the DP for farm as opposed to getting the free farm top has definitely neutered him in this game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Very even right now.
Radiant structures
They're
are
definitely going to want to take this tower to have the Tormentor as it's going to spawn bot in just 5 seconds.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
yeah, I can imagine both teams will want to play for this.
Yeah, this is
Top tower is under attack.
genuinely one of the most important fights in the game. They blink up, only stun onto one though. He's in very early, he's invised up, but they've already dusted him. They're gonna have to back out of this one. The defensive shards on the stairs are gonna keep him out for now. Solarcrest does manage to pick up a free kill onto Reese, and Sicko skewering in into the midst of all of them. They're having to play pretty defensive here with this Death Prophet. Oh, that's a good RP onto 2 heroes. If Sniper gets to hit here, this is going to be disaster for Sven. Avoxo cannot man up onto this hill. He gets the BKB delivered, but there's perfect shards to keep him away from the Sniper. Storm Spirit is able to pick up the kill onto the Sniper. The Epicenter is out, but there's just not enough damage. Storm Spirit low on mana now. Sicko, man goes up. He's trying to man up into this hill, but Sassy putting his body in the way. Mousy doesn't pick him up into the snowball. He's trying to close the distance. He dies to the Tormentor on Storm Spirit. They do have buybacks available. Mr. Diddles is going to be respawning soon, but the tower is dead. There is nothing he can TP2 just yet. Mousy gets fade bolted down. Sicko still fighting Clockwork in the back. He gets skewered towards the trees. Doesn't quite have the damage to bring him down just yet. 1 or 2 more hits is all it's going to take. Can't close that distance. Rubik tries for the shards off. Avoxo has respawned. Sniper has respawned. Sniper TP's mid, says, oh bloody hell, I want no part in this. Crikey, get me a lane. And are we just going to call it quits, or what's the crack here? Death Prophet, no ulti. That's a bigger cooldown than any of the ones they have to rely on Joons. Joons blink in. Avoxo, he gets feared back into the Sand Shroud. He is siphoning his way up. Emperor June clicking him up with the magic damage from his right clicks. They are going to bring him down. This is hugely detrimental for Death Prophet's game, and Sniper managed to just clear a wave and walk his way down here. Now they're going to grab the tower and might find themselves backing up for the Tormentor after this. The initial fight was kind of all but an even trade, but the way that they were able to react after respawns, I think have put Joons in the driver's seat of this game for now. This Sven's first showing was just not able to get done what he needed to.
Yeah. Oh, very low.
Tormentor goes to Muerta. I don't know what this does.
Oh, it's the
his life steal.
life
Yeah,
steal
okay,
and...
terrible. He gets amped spell amp, right, or something?
Yes, which is permanent every time he's in a kill with a solid.
Alright, vaguely nice. Yeah, he's got 2% spell amp. Dick.
It adds up.
Yeah, it does, for sure. Especially if they get another 50-minute game like last time.
Yeah.
I'm
new
worried.
axe is fantastic that we don't have to read, a book to for the spell, and it's actually really good now.
Read a small encyclopedia and then still not know what it does. separate the spirit from the target, causing them to enter the third layer of Mephistopheles. Like, what? Fuck off.
Oh,
Deadshot pierces things. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Thank you. Smoke up now by Monkey Kings. Avoxo has his BKB. He has his ulti. They pop onto Faith Kian, but he's going to get wise to it. They're going to turn this smoke into just an attempt at the mid tier 1 defensive calling from the Muerta. They do get the tier 1, and they're going to look to take control of this bottom jungle. Mag not really wanting any part in this right now, still kind of trying to farm his way back into this game. Still having a tough time despite everything that's happened. And they're going to clear out this whole bottom jungle. Sven getting involved now. This is what we need to see. Even though that fight went badly, I'm still more happy with how Sven is playing the map in this one than I was last game.
for sure. He's farming upwards. I'm happy with his play, not happy with his items. Those still suck, but, you know, it's improvement.
Yeah, I'm concerned about Sven's timings, but to be honest, he was still able to pick up kills in the latter end of the last game. And there is no morphling factor in this one.
No, but he will suffer the same fate of if he has Mask of Madness, Blink, Echo, BKB. That's not a lot of items that stops you from dying to physical damage. He will just die in an RP.
Yeah, which is where he's got to trust that his Death Prophet ulti is going to make that RP difficult. We have yet to see if that is going to be the case.
Yeah.
Still a solid 1,000 net worth above the Magnus as he tries to recover his way into this game, opting for the full harpoon. He did skip the mom, and he's got 1,600 gold to boot. Where are you going with this? BKB?
Probably. It's
Yeah.
There's always a cool argument for a Mantis. I like that item against any of these silences and whatnot, but a BKB is you're not getting around buying it this game, right? So.
For sure, for sure. Storm Spirit for his minor net worth has still actually managed to be decently impactful in these fights, I think. The Kaya and the Witchblade, to an extent, are all this hero needs to kill other heroes for a long time. It's just what happens after that.
Yeah, he can have a lot more items and a lot more stacks, and he can solo win the game. That's not his game, of course, but this will make him do stuff.
And doing stuff, not the name of this game right now, as both teams kind of have one core who's just feels the need to recover back into it. And Monkey Kings, especially on their tournament life here, definitely not too scared of making sure that they get their timings. BKBs and it's anyone's games for the most part. It's all going to come down to positioning and how we play these team fights. I love this new Witchblade attack effect. A lot of the quality of life stuff that they changed are actually really nice. No complaints about those. And I thought they'd be way more buggy, like seeing them through fog and stuff, but I haven't noticed any of that. So yeah, kudos to them. Reese getting a nice deep ward now, but he's in enemy territory here. A lot of Monkey Kings are smoked in between Reese and the safe haven of his own side. Pretty aggressively positioned here by Joons as well. I wonder what they're looking to find in this bottom lane. As Sand King storms his way up here. Rubik and Storm gate back top. Can expect to see more of what we saw last game with the minor games of chess. Faith Kian is a little bit far out and he gets tornadoed into the Clockwork and the Death Prophet on top of that. Rubik TP's in now, he uses himself up. Rubik does steal the Burrow Strike, excellent spell for him. Oh, I think he was playing around with his blink there. Just like knowing that he could react to anything. They don't have anything instant, but Yeah, the the pigeon tornado sadly is instant. That's very unlucky. I don't even know what procs that. I think it's random.
It's yeah. I think killing things with spells makes it more likely they will use it. In my immediate, like that's just pure, confirmation
Yeah,
bias.
yeah.
But
There's a lot of
he's
things
also
where
got a
like when you
bloodstone in this.
kill the mom and then the babies do stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
For sure. What do you think the thought of this with this bloodstone? Because obviously it doesn't give the AoE anymore.
on whom? Oh, on
On
the
Senki.
Sand King. It doesn't, but it does give a dispel now, which is quite nice into the silences of Death Prophet. But I think it's quite strange stacking on that and the Yule, in which case.
Yeah.
Maybe he just feels like his hero is like a pseudo Leshrac, and you just need this item to stay alive in the middle of team fights. Yeah, the Gleipnir giving AoE is actually like very interesting. I've yet to see who it's like absolutely core on. Like I could see it being great on like a Death Prophet, for instance, maybe.
I mean,
Oh,
Morta is the one who's buying it every game. That is.
yeah, but even that's interesting because it doesn't do the lightning anymore. You know, Muerta loved it when it like Muerta was buying it when it had a Maelstrom in it as well.
Yeah, but that was a core thing. Like actually, this current AoE for the calling is very, very good.
Yeah, it affects the AoE, the ghost circle, but also the size of the ghost as well.
Yeah, I think that's right.
They did manage to get themselves an Aegis onto the Storm Spirit. We'll see if they opt for an aggressive move here. Sassy has managed to commando his way into the middle of the enemy team. Sicko tries to get the Harpoon Skewer, not quite able to, and indeed now he's going to get pulled in by the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit getting silenced up. Meanwhile, on the top part of the fight, Solar Crest is trying to hit into the enemy team, but Magnus has RP'd your Death Prophet. You're going to need to start hitting that. Death Prophet's HP not falling that quickly, but Magnus is going to bring it down eventually. But now Sniper has found himself in the middle of Big Bad Dara, and Dara is going to continue to chase down the Storm Spirit, with the Storm Spirit onto the Magnus. Storm Spirit not even going to lose the Aegis just yet. There's a big epicenter, but the damage is not quite there. He uses him out. Glimmer Cape onto the Storm Spirit. He aggressively ults, so he's not going to be able to save himself. Now Emperor June is going to try and pick himself up a kill. Reese holding his ground. He's going to try and TP out onto Emperor June. He doesn't have the pull on Storm. Nice TP out. Good play
Sick.
to try and salvage something from that. Very well played from both teams, I would say.
June really
Sniper,
at the end.
Sniper just he found himself stuck between a rock and a hard place. There were like two mini team fights going on. He wanted to take the top one, but then there was an RP on Death Prophet below him. He had to help finish that off. And then he got finished off by Dara. Dara finishing off Solar Crest. If you come to the LAN, you'll get to see that as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Still only a 1k net worth difference in these games. It's been the story of both games, really. There's the only team fights that there have been, which is what you want to see. It's actually great to see. The only team fights that have been team fights that both teams feel like they can win. Which both teams feel like they can win. You know, it's
Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense that, with a 1k net worth lead, it is completely even. It's anyone's game.
yeah. They're both taking fights on what they feel is like neutral ground or semi-advantageous, and which means they're always kind of drawing even, so no one's actually pulling ahead. But Monkey Kings were able to definitely get the minor win out of that, not able to translate that into any objectives, which has been their bane in the first game as well. But at this stage, with the net worths where they are, I think we can definitely expect to see this accelerate to a similar 50-minute state as the last game, right?
Yeah, although it's getting concerning that on the one hand it's impressive that the Sniper managed to stay on top of these net worths after a few rough fights. He's still ahead of the Sun. On the other hand, this Magnus is just the lowest of the cores. I don't think that's what's supposed to be the case, like especially this far into the game.
Yeah,
It's really struggling.
actually never seen that from a Mag Core. I feel like this hero is always just popping out no matter what. Blink out now onto the Death Prophet with the Shrapnel on top. She does pop the BKB and the Spirit Siphons and the ulti as well. She's going to try and fight this. The Exorcism is out. They're not bringing her down. Sniper's getting brought down low, but there was a 4-man RP by Sicko to try and keep him alive. They weren't able to. Sniper and Death Prophet both fall. Ember June dropping low. The calling is ginormous, but it's out now.
Shit.
It's absolutely huge. It's covering the entire fight. Sand King is just getting ping-ponged around, silenced up, stunned up. They take another decisive victory here. It's just not fast enough. We're seeing the reverse of what happened last game. They feel like they're the ones who are trying to make moves, and they're just not able to make it happen quick enough.
Yeah, we really see the net worth difference in this. This Magnus gets a big RP and he just doesn't. He can't do anything with it, right? Like
Yeah, 4-man RP
and this
into
man just
nothing.
beats the shit out of him. Like,
Yeah, and Avoxo is kind of maybe not consensually, but he's swapped out. You know, he had a very, very good start, and now his job is just to get his BKB out, survive long enough, and his real cores have taken the lead here. They do manage to pick up a nice kill on Reese. Not sure what the fuck he was doing there. Whatever.
10k MMR for what?
The calling in these fights is absolutely bonkers, by the way.
Yeah.
Second fight now where it just takes up the entire screen.
Yeah. Emperor June's actually really putting in work for his team this game.
Yeah, actually stellar performance from him.
Yeah.
And this is going to be Monkey Kings taking what I think is their first Tormentor of the series.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're portaling their way to bot, splitting up, not looking to make any team fights happen just yet. June squads have found themselves a corner of the map that they feel safe to farm. They're definitely not out of this by any means, but Magnus is just being refined to only farming waves. This sniper is farming everything out from under him. Which indeed at this point maybe he needs to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's the sniper
Blink out
farming
onto a
should
Voxo who's going to BKB TP, but he's going to get Walrus punched. This TP is not going to happen. He pops the Spirit Siphons. There's an Epicenter from Sand King. We'll bring him down. A nice little freebie. They're picking things up around the map here. They've got one on Reese and one on a Voxo now.
It's good. I needed that.
Yeah, they're actually holding on to their corners of the map pretty well when they decide to go there. He's coming at the cost of Magnus, but at this point he's just an offlaner now, right?
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
Do you think you fully lean into that, or do you still try for the... Yeah, he's buying the crit.
Is under attack.
Yeah. You have this build already, and
Fortified.
you just gotta play for it. Even if you're a bit behind, eventually you can hope you get it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is
Reese in a little bit deep again, but they're gonna bail out. They managed to pick themselves up a tier 2 tower for
He
June
is dead.
squad off the back, but they have caught Sicko. He does have the BKB. They have the hook shot, but they've used it prior. They're actually going to RP a man up here. They bring down Rubik. They bring down Clockwork. Monkey Kings are kind of falling apart across the map here. They've now popped the Exorcism. He's going to blink in onto Mousy. Silenced up. Exorcismed up. He's going to fall. They're grouped up now. Very interesting trade of support here.
It was pretty good for Joons there. This Magnus didn't have a TP for 20 seconds. They managed to RP and get a kill and get him out.
I see he couldn't BKB TP out. No TP, nice. Yeah. So yeah, they're playing well in their little combos where right now Monkey Kings feels like they're kind of for some reason trying to split the map too much, even though they have the advantage. They're kind of playing like they're behind, you know, they're trying to get everything out of the map that they can. But they do have the lead right now. And Gaben still puts them narrowly at a win probability, more or less the exact same win probability that he put them at the very start of the game. So he's sticking to his guns on that one. The Roche has been respawned.
Oh.
They might spot out Dara here. That would be a free Roach for them if they did. We've got a blink punch out onto Reese. He's dusted up, but Dara's going to go in now. He's hitting onto the Magnus. The Magnus dead in 4 hits. Big bad Dara's here. He's still manning up. They're onto the sniper with the BKB Storm Spirit Zip. Emperor June now in the middle of his massive signature calling. He tries to TP out, but he says, not this time, buddy. And the calling is still going, silencing him up. Mousy snowballed in the middle of 4 heroes. He's going to die as well. Oh, nice blink out, but you can't escape from Monkey Kings quite that easily. Yeah, a much better performance from Dara in this one.
Absolutely.
Picking his targets very nicely. Also, big kudos to Bambo Hitter for, like, considering what happened to him in the lane. It's exactly what should happen versus Sniper, right? And he's made it happen. He lost his lane, but then he could just zip on Sniper from anywhere on the map.
Yeah, absolutely.
So good for him for managing to make that happen. I think Sniper's build was just... it's a bit glass cannony. He feels like he needs to do this because his mag is not picking up the slack. But yeah, no BKB on him means that he's struggling. They're pulling up the Sand King, who's trying to hold the high ground on his own. And indeed, Dara's been abandoned a little bit here as he's force-staffed into the middle of the team, RP'd up as well. He will go down here. That will buy them almost 2,000 gold. Actually, yeah, 2,000 gold and a reprieve from the push.
That's nice for this mag. I think, you know, Dara's taking a page out of the Duraccio playbook, being very, very active with his team and doing very well, and also taking a page out of the Duraccio playbook of just being on the high ground for no reason and dying.
Yeah, and they are actually going to be the ones to pick themselves up an Aegis here. Monkey Kings not anywhere in the area to try and steal or contest this. So a good bit of back and forth between these two teams. They put the Aegis onto the Magnus. Is this the right hero, you think?
Yeah, maybe, but it's definitely for morale correct. You know, like, here you go, buddy. Here you go.
Yeah. You're owning. Take the Aegis. Yeah, there's I think Sniper, while the much higher net worth and win condition to some extent, there is also an argument that if you've killed Sniper once, you're probably on top of his respawn and probably just going to kill him again.
Yeah.
And indeed, the start of last fight that went so badly for them did start by Dara just manning up onto the Magnus and managing to 3-shot him, which will not be the case in this one. He'll respawn with a BKB and an RP.
Dara might be feeling that he might have even gotten some praise because he's like, no, I don't want praise. I want to buy an overwhelming blink. So, yeah, maybe he's like, I'd rather be known as a bad player. Because he was eyeing up a Sanjin Yasha before. Like, that seems like making a lot of sense, but no, you want... yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he's doing this. Strength?
But don't you always buy Swiftlink?
Well, yeah.
In theory, like, and isn't I feel like it's usually much later on. I mean, overwhelming blink typically used if there's like a blink you want to cancel on the enemy team. I feel, but there aren't really. I mean, Tusk, King, but those aren't the heroes you're jumping.
No. Yeah, very interesting to say the least. Also, he's gonna have to get rid of this Mask of Madness, and he's gonna really lack attack speed after that point because of this, partially.
Yeah, although in his defense, do you need attack speed when so far you've killed every hero in the game in 2 hits?
Yes, actually, I would argue, because, you know, the Sniper bought a data list. I don't think he'll buy an MKBE, so every item he buys from now on will make him tankier. Like, you're not, you know, his damage doesn't scale any more than it is now.
on Sven.
Yeah, there's a good amount of truth to that. They've smoked up now, not afraid of June Squad's Aegis. June Squad are all in the area. If this pops badly, this could be a disaster. Reese pops onto the Magnus, lifts him up. He only steals an Empower, but there's a good start out now onto Muerto, who's going to fall without getting any spells off, but he does have the buyback. He's going to buy back. Sven is in. He's killed Magnus in 2 hits and Tusk in 1. The BKB is going to be coming to an end now. They get a 2-man RP. They're on top of Solar Crest. Solar Crest is ignoring the storm completely and trying to BKB his way through this one. They're expending buyback after buyback. The call is getting bigger and bigger. Sven is going to fall here, but not before he takes the Magnus down with him. Magnus is dead with buyback. Epicenter now in the middle of the calling, the size of the entire screen. Bamboo Hitter trying to chase down Faith Kian. Avoxo blinks in, finishes him off with the Crypt Swarm. There's a buyback from Magnus, who's going to bring Avoxo into the enemy tier 3 towers. He's healing up as the spirits return to him. He's got the Shiva's Guard off. Storm Spirit still getting spells off, but no mana now on Avoxo or Bamboo Hitter. Surely they're going to have to flee to the wind. Really good dead shot to fear him back into this one. Avoxo and Sassy going to be the only ones living out of this one and make that just Avoxo. It's a full, or almost a full, team wipe. A 4-man wipe from June Squad at the cost of quite a lot.
Yes.
I didn't... Was it 5 buybacks?
No, it was 2. It was it was
really?
3. 3.
3, okay, yeah.
Maybe actually 4. Maybe it was 4. I don't know. I can't see because there's a smoke icon on this Tusk.
Sniper did... Yeah, it was 4 buybacks. It was 4 buybacks. Sniper the only one who didn't, which is good for his game. They do manage to buy themselves some space in this one, but this was a fight with Aegis.
Yeah.
Mag died like...
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
3
what
times.
happened is that Rubik stole Empower ahead of the fight, and Sven was empowered when he went in, and I think he hit someone in front of Mag, and Mag literally got 1 shot. Like, he cleaving for like 150% damage.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah, a bit of a slow reaction start on the start of that fight on the cliff, but Avoxo also managing to jump the Muerta right at the beginning is a very big deal. This Muerta
Owning, actually.
He's
really
absolutely
fucking
owning,
off.
but it is also so noticeable that this calling is not slowing attack speed.
Yeah.
I'm actually so curious how many of these fights would be different if that effect was still on the spell.
Yeah.
They were not able to force an objective out of this, as indeed there aren't really any on the map. They didn't manage to force any buybacks either from the side of Monkey Kings. The Roche is up in 2.5 minutes. They have all of their spells. They're 1 game down. Are we going to see them try and shift their momentum into ending the game right here, right now? Enemy team don't have 4 buybacks. Or are we going to wait, Roche? Honk Schnoo.
I think he might have heard our trash talks, Dara, because he did the reasonable thing and he used that Ogre Cloud to buy a Satanic.
Dream sniping?
I mean,
Oh, okay, Blink's done out now. On to Rubik. Huerta pops the Shiva's Guard. The calling is on the backline. There's a good cogs. Dara jumps out onto Magnus. He's not able to get him though. There's a huge 3-man RP with the snowball on top of it. The BKBs are dropping down. They're using their own buybacks now, but there's a stolen RP. Magnus is dead for 2 minutes, no buyback. Tuskar dead for 2 minutes, no buyback. There's a Gleipnir out onto 2. Dara's trying to bring down this Sand King. He's on top of him. He lacks detection. Sniper has been zipped on, but he's winning the man fight currently against the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit is going to die back here. They're going to need to find a way to bring out these last 3 heroes. They're all very low, but they're standing and hitting. He's a man with a gun, but Dara's a man with a sword. And he's in. Dara's going to die. Dara's going to bring down the Sniper, who's going to buy back once. Faithkian's going to manage to blink out of this.
so we need to man up. You need to man up on Dara now. You know they only have these 2 heroes. The others can't buy back.
Yeah, but
Surely.
you have no buybacks either.
Dara's alive.
Yeah, they bought back, I think,
Everyone on except Dara on Dire.
really everyone's... Oh my god. Oh, there's 1 buyback in the game, yeah. Yeah, if you don't make a move now, you have to be resigning yourself to not making a move for the next 7 minutes. if you don't make a move now, you are the one at the disadvantage out of this, kind of.
Yeah.
Radiant have their buybacks up much sooner. Avoxo is trying
make
to
this
hit this
play.
up. He's gonna pop the
It's the
ulti.
heroes.
There's so many heroes.
This Magnet Spirit looks so dumb.
He is gonna bring down the tower on his own, but Dara's being a little bit low test about this push.
Just ult, man. Stop
Pop
being
your
a
ult
pussy.
and 3-shot the base.
Thank you. He's actually stream
There we
sniping.
go. Okay. That's blink out from Faithkian. He's popped the BKB. He's popped the epicenter. Dara is going to smack Tusk down in 2 or 3 hits. Faithkian is under sentry. Dara is trying to chase him down. He's used himself up now. Sniper is standing and hitting. There's a stun out. There's an Ogre Seal totem out, and he's going to manage to disengage out of this one. Storm Spirit's up in 20 seconds. They try to get the Harpoon Skewer back, but to no avail. They brought down Mousy, but all things considered, they got very little out of this.
This was not enough for the 4 buybacks they popped. They can actually be in real trouble if they lose a fight now on Dire, which is not a position you should be in.
No, it's 85% win probability for them, but they one mess up into a few badly timed TPs afterwards, and yeah, you're in the same state the June squad are. And I mean, at this point, 45 minutes in, only 1 buyback available in the entire game. You're on your tournament life. You got to be a bit nervous. I don't care what your MMR is or like who you are. Like, yeah, you've got to be feeling the heat here. Radiant playing very much in their own base, which I don't hate, honestly. They don't they don't need money right now to come back into this game. They just need to not die out of position. They've shown that they can like win team fights with what they have. They don't need tons more. They just need to not die. And they've acknowledged that. They have the stolen epicenter on Rubik, actually a brutal spell on this hero, and they are smoked up. They are not waiting for the Roche. Either they feel the pressure so much that they want to go now, or they don't feel it at all. That's the Muerta Ags, right? That looks fucking ginormous.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a really good kill for them. He is so disruptive in these fights to get if you can get them at first.
Yeah. Sniper is smoked himself on his own high ground, just knowing that as long as he can stand and hit while Sankin clicks his spells, they can win a team fight. They are going to walk into the Roche. It is going to roar. It is going to roar, and they are smoked up from June Squad. This is their try to come back into this game. Only 8k net worth down. Blink in now from Faithkian. The stun goes wide, and the Yules onto the Sven misses the RP, and now Storm Spirit is in deep onto the Muerta. Muerta is surely going to fall here. Sven has brought down the Magnus on the front line. Emperor June not falling just yet, but Sniper has been initiated on.
Oh, they call it.
They call it. It's a 1-1, baby. This initiation.
Yeah.
The Sand King blinks in, whiffs the stun, and then Yules the Sven, causing the Mag to airball the RP.
And then RP gets stolen, and then Mag gets RP'd, and it's done.
Yeah, that's I respect the play. I'm glad that they didn't just cower. They were willing to make the try. They did. The buybacks are actually coming back now, so maybe if they didn't have try for that, they would have had a better route back into the game. But if they won this team fight, they could have won the game in one go. So
Absolutely.
I can't fault it at all. It's 1-1. Both teams bearing their team. We said it, right? We know for a fact that Junes can do a 1-1, but can they do a 2-1? We don't know. But we're going to find out in Game 3. Don't go anywhere. You can watch the other games that are going on. There's some more ideal games happening at the same time. You can watch those in the intermission, but then I want you right back here for Game 3. I'll see you shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back
Dire team
to
back.
Game 3 of Monkey Kings versus June Squad,
Dire
Irish Dota League
team
Season
back.
4 Semi-Finals. Winner goes on to the finals. Loser is eliminated.
Radiant team
We
back.
got what we came for. We got a Game 3. Both games, I think both teams were contenders to win. And they both played well, so I'm just excited for what this final game has to hold. Who do you think has looked more dominant overall? Carlito?
Oh, so I think that there is clearly some a little bit of a timing thing that Monkey Kings still like to run. Like they run heroes that eventually will fall off a
Dire
bit.
team back.
This time, June Squad didn't get rich enough on their cores, so I think Monkey Kings have a more of a like they will dominate more than Junes will in a short game. That's their win.
5 seconds remaining.
And do you think Monkey Kings you think Junes are a bit more reliant on dragging it out later, winning the team fights?
I think so. Absolutely.
Okay, let's see if they can lean into that. They're
10 seconds.
somewhat
remaining.
back to old school bans of the
5
first
seconds
draft.
remaining.
I'm surprised to see them Huerta not respected. They're still prioritizing that Zeus. The Night Stalker is banned out by Junes,
10 seconds remaining.
and the Tiny is still pretty heavily prioritized.
5 seconds.
Sluck
remaining.
and Tiny both taken out, so still trying to keep Dara off of his comfort picks, but he hasn't looked ultimately detrimental on the Sven. Last game, his Sven performance was
Dire
actually
team
pretty pivotal to them winning. Instant ban on Morphling and instant pick onto Weaver. I like it.
Yeah, this is this will play fast. They're putting pressure on.
Yeah, their Monkey King's drafting style, I think, is quite different to June's, whereas June's like to pick up a load of heroes that they can flex across
5
all of their
seconds
cores.
remaining.
Monkey Kings have more onus on, like, if I can get the hero that I want to play, like, I as an individual will win this game for you. A lot less direct team cohesion, and it's nice to see how that plays out within the
Yeah.
game.
It's worth noting that Weaver can definitely be a flex pick. Like it is the most meta now with as a pos 4 with this bugs facet, but it is definitely playable as a carry as well.
For sure. Would you expected to see the Magnus out again?
Oh well, this wasn't banned, so
Aha.
yeah, this has been banned every other game. So
First time we get to see it, and it's going to be on Mr. Diddles, who honestly has had a decent stormer of a series.
yeah.
And excited to see if he can continue that on Jakiro, one of the strongest fives of the
5
patch.
seconds remaining.
Absolutely, and we saw Young G struggle with a bad lane, but if there's ever a hero that's going to guarantee you getting a good start, you know, that's
Yeah.
this Jakiro is that.
For sure. I wonder if they will be a little bit traumatized off of the Magnus. You can see Monkey Kings like not respecting it, having just beaten it. And June Squad not opting to first pick it because the Jakira's here, but I wonder if they'll pick it at all.
On paper, I still like it.
Remaining.
But maybe this Death Prophet matchup is hard, and they can. I don't know if Avoxo's other heroes are scary for this mag. If you get rid of it now, maybe that still works.
Yeah, ban out Death Prophet and maybe pick the mag in the second phase. The other Avoxo heroes are all, I feel like, quite like high skill ceiling, micro cheese zoo heroes, which mag just doesn't give a fuck about.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could definitely see that as a route, as long as it's all just down to feeling of player. I guess they need to pep talk him if he's not feeling it,
Dire team
because
back.
I could definitely see someone being demoralized around it. But it depends what kind of player Young G is. There's also a good chance that he's like, nah, let me show him, you know?
Yeah.
10 seconds
The
remaining.
Earthshaker banned out. There's Very dominant performance from Solar Crest. Game 1 on the Earthshaker, which is a big part of them managing to clutch their way into this. June squad do
ban.
instead opt to ban the Sven
And get the Ember,
and pick up the Ember Spirit.
which Monkey King had game 1, and then it was banned game 2. So
Yes. Yes, you are correct. You are correct. Yeah, Bambo Hitter, not the most dominant on lanes player, but his routes back into games after that have been quite good to watch this game. He's managed to fight his way back in considerably. He's not someone, it seems, who like feels the need to have some big 3-item timing or anything. He's just like making it work with what he's got.
10 seconds.
absolutely.
None of these games have been on him by any means.
5 seconds
The
remaining.
Lifestealer picked up. How do we rate this hero post patch?
So I rated the same as I did pre-patch, meaning before 38, where like this was a perfectly serviceable hero. It might actually be a little bit worse than it was at the end of 37, simply because it no longer has this disarm from his axe.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of the old school matchups that weren't all of a sudden weren't that bad. It makes them a bit bad again, like the Troll Warlords or the Ursas.
For sure. It doesn't scream to me as a Dara hero. I think Lifesteal is all about target priority, and I don't know if that's one of Dara's strong suits. But
No, but I will say if there's a hero who will have played a lot recently, it is that, because right until 2 days ago, you had to first pick this hero almost every game. So
for sure, they pick up the Clockwork to lane with it. Your gripe with Clockwork was somewhat displayed last game. It was saved by the fact that it was also against 2 melee heroes.
yeah,
So yeah, they are again running the melee dual melee lane, but
maybe they just know that the June squad's offlaner Faith Kian only runs melee offlaners, and maybe they only run melee 4s on Mousy as well, and then it's
yeah,
not that bad.
it's actually quite true. Yeah. Yeah, if they have taken that into account, then all power to them. They're gonna have to show the direction that their draft is going to take on Junes here, putting some time into this first pick, but they're probably thinking about both of their picks at once.
Ooh.
They're going to opt for the
I like this.
Faithkian Beastmaster. One of his scary heroes. One that has to get a bit more down and dirty than his other ones have. He dominated his lane in the last game on Sand King, but he wasn't particularly able to translate that into a ton of pressure on the actual map. Beast is, if he's able to do that again on Beast, then we should hope to see him walking up to tier 2s and solo killing carries, etc. So yeah, I like this change of pace.
Yeah,
from him.
Not out of the question entirely that it's a carry. Like this hero kind of fell out of the meta entirely, like last patch with this Lifestealer stuff. But before that, it was run both as a 1 and a 3.
Yep, and
It's
egg
possible
on
they've played it in Palps as well.
our face because Rubik will be played by the Mousy. Good chance. Yeah, I mean they have the Ember mid. It's 100% going to be a Mousy Rubik.
Yes.
A much more conventional draft order than we've seen previously from June Squad. Not presumably partially just to do with it's a game 3. A lot of the heroes that you'd usually like to pick in flex positions have been banned out, and you need to revert to your true strengths.
Yeah, and you have second pick, so it's very nice to leave that, last pick favorable matchup, and just let the rest be what it is.
Yeah, Bambo Hitter's going to be playing the Void Spirit. He's 3 for 3 on spirits this series. He's working his way through them. Shame it's not a best of 5, so he can't bring out the Earth Spirit.
And then the Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah,
He'd have to get on the game 5.
The Spirit Breaker. Yeah, the Void Spirit into the Ember Spirit. I feel it's always a bit of a like, oh, I guess I have to do this. You know, it's never you're never overjoyed by this, but
No.
if you're a hero spammer and if you're a mid spammer, then you're just happy that you got like matched against something that's not a Huskar, right? You're like, okay, I can make this work.
It's funny you say that because yeah, it's the one that actually makes all of June Squad's lineup, you know, pee their pants is a Huskar, right? Like if you,
Yeah,
that's the one that Ember just cannot play into like at all.
and it's actually worth noting here, all 3 games, Earth Spirit completely untouched.
Very true.
Solar Crest's best hero, most played hero. He transitioned from support to core for these leagues and for these lands. He was already amazing on the hero before that. He's managed to translate that into his mid play.
But it was really nerfed on mid with the 738 patch originally, and it is seemingly, well, it hasn't been buffed enough to be a support yet, but it's kind of bad now, and I guess that's just both teams acknowledge that.
Yeah, and there's so much more in the game. Like even if it's just a B tier mid, you know, there's so many more heroes that you have to prioritize bans on. So yeah, we saw him pick up the Ember Spirit over the Earth Spirit. So it's a big day for June Squad.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
On to Monkey King's last pick. They're going to be picking up an offlane hero here for Evoxo. The Death Prophet is banned out. He's going to pick the Slardar.
Yeah.
Pretty unconventional pick.
It makes a lot of sense with the Lifestealer and against the Beastmaster, but Jakiro is a hero that will abuse this for sure.
Yeah, I'm never too happy when I see a Slardar. I think this hero just
5 seconds remaining.
like if he does manage to get an early lead, he translates that into still having to buy a BKB, and then if you kite that BKB, he's just not a hero.
Yeah.
It's a bit too easy to kite. He never really developed any kind of like added mobility mechanics like Ursa or these other
like
heroes that used to be released kite.
With the patch of introducing the river, a lot of people memed about Slardar, and apparently half the pro players thought that was legit, and they picked Slardar in their pro games and then their pubs, and I only saw it lose. So I'm definitely not a fan of this hero. But wow, that's interesting. I mean, I didn't believe in this hero a week ago, but I believe in it more now.
What, now that Young G's playing it?
No, I mean, I was gonna say now that Satanic has won 3 games with it, but also now that all the other heroes, you know, like again the Lifestealer and whatnot have been nerfed a bit.
Yeah, we're gonna see a fish lane indeed.
Oh, but they are winning on these cosmetics. Holy!
Actually, god
Avoxo
damn.
and Bamboo Hitter are like they're just NPCs in this lineup.
Yeah, they really are. What is this?
This is the worst starter
Come
set
on.
I've ever seen.
Come on, I'm gonna gift him a set. I'm gonna gift him a Slardar set. This is like actually just is unplayable. He's got. I'm pretty sure those are the worst part. This is not vanilla Slardar. I think those are custom braces.
Yeah, it is definitely.
He's vanilla Slardar with some 2010 weapon and 2011 bracer and maybe an extra fin on his head. I'm not sure. We'll see when the game gets going. But they are diffed on cosmetics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be a stomp from June Squad by this logic.
It should be, yeah. The just bank account diff.
Absolutely.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. In this game 3, June Squad are predicted to take the final game with their superior cosmetics and bank accounts and height and fat percentage. But It's not been an easy road here. Anything could happen. This is game 3. The loser is eliminated. The winner goes to grand finals of the Irish Dota League Season 4. I'll be taking you into this third and final game. I'm Maniac. I'm here with my co-caster Coral and Ireland's #1 and favourite observer, Anti-Extreme. Let's make it a good one. I just don't want a stomp. We've not had a stomp yet. I just don't want a stomp. Please. Because we know it can happen. We've seen it happen between these two teams. I just don't want to see it.
It's worth noting, you said Dara's not a lifestyle player. He's master tier lifestealer.
So he is. Okay, fair enough. I don't know where he's been keeping that one. Is this a master tier item build? It might be. I don't know.
It's pretty standard, yeah.
It is? All right, fair enough. This looks wacky as hell, but I believe you. 5-man smoke up from Joons squad. No smoke used from Monkey Kings. Joons squad's rune fight is incredibly good off of the back of literally just this Shikiro.
It's actually just that.
Yeah, it is, and it does it solo. I think he solos it. So
What?
they're gonna be.
Hold on. Reese, the Swarm, level 2.
Cringe.
Want that win?
Oh
He
wait,
takes
did he
it.
take the XP? Oh, he did take the XP. Yeah, hold. Go out now onto Sassy. He's
Do
used
it.
the
Oh,
cogs.
he's doing it. He's doing it.
He's used the
He's
cogs
doing it.
defensively. The bugs are out onto 3 heroes. Watch the XP. Watch it tick up.
Oh, okay, but it kind of just being like last hits. But they will actually maybe get 4 runes. They get 3 at least.
Dara and Avoxo picking up 2.
It's gonna be 4. They get all
Avoxo's going to
4.
grab himself another one. Okay, Joons squad off of the offensive smoke managed to translate that into absolutely nothing at all.
Watch your
Avoxo
last hits
picking
on
up,
some bugs.
yeah,
That's what they got.
picking up 3
On some
runes on
cogs.
his own on Avoxo. But
Heroes 4
now
last hits.
Not what you expected.
it's worth noting that this Reese with level 1 bugs versus the Chikiro is going to get beaten down early on, and these bugs are not even particularly good against him as he's going to double hit them.
Yeah.
Bot lane, for me, all eyes on Faith Key and Beast. He can win this game solo, but he can also, he will struggle to come back into this game from behind if he does not manage to do that. Actually, just generally pretty exciting drafts, just off the back of these being heroes that I've not seen in ages.
Yeah.
I've literally not watched a Naga game. I never thought I'd be excited to watch a Naga play, but and I'm sure I'll regret this in 20 minutes when he's just like sending Illus behind towers. What's the build these days? You buying like
Aim as
Bloodthorn or?
always, yeah. Mans have Bloodthorn, you know. Diffusal is cool. Nothing's ever been different.
Nothing ever happens. Lanes right now, all going decently nicely. The side of June squad. The Ember tied up almost bar for bar with the Void Spirit. Skill-based matchup. Ember definitely the better hero right now, but he's actually got the Remnant blocking off the stairs right now. He's going to have to drag that into the river. No real goes out for First Blood just yet. Both teams on their tournament lives. This game decides who gets to play the best of 5 grand finals and who gets to walk home with the prestigious title after that. So, yeah, we can expect to see a little nerve setting in. There's a good argument for that even being why you'd play Naga. Can you be nervous while playing Naga? You're just sending shit
Oh, for
away.
sure. No,
You can?
I feel like, you know, if you're a TV player, you want to play TV in this game. But like Naga, you have this hero where it's like you can just hit waves. You're not really fighting, as we see.
Yeah,
It's
speaking
Illus
of
dead.
fighting, there's a bit of a fight out on to the fruit pool. Emperor June getting a good 2-man breathe fire, but the bugs were able to bring down the Naga Siren. This is just not something that you can fight fairly into. He does manage to pick the kill up after his own death. a small taste of victory for Jakiro, but overall very detrimental for their game. But Flada was quite heavily behind before this, so this is just going to begin to bring them life back into this lane up top.
Yeah, the other lanes are also in Dire's favor, especially the spot lane right now.
Yeah, this Beastmaster is doing Beastmaster things, not being particularly pressured by the Clockwork currently. Just holding complete control. Double Boar now out chasing the Clockwork. He's going to get dropped into him, meaning the cogs are out. One cog hits all it's going to take all of his mana, but he does have a mango or a fruit. The axes are out. Dara uncontested in the meantime, but struggling to keep up with Beastmaster's formidable CS here. Is this how this matchup is meant to go? Lifestealer into Beast? Beast just has better animation, better damage, or what?
The boar's slowing attack speed and movement speed makes a big difference. And again, I said it earlier, right? Now we see it. It makes a big difference that one guy has a range support and one guy has a Clockwork.
Yeah, Clockwork's biggest impact on this lane has been them going on him.
Yeah.
Top lane seeming to be where the action's at. They keep trying to make goes out onto Emperor June, reminiscent of first game, where Reason and Voxo were very high pressure early on. Sassy getting poked low by Mousy, not at too much of risk of death just yet, but one Whirling Axes could be all it takes. As they have the Ice Path out now onto top lane, but it's not going to be enough to keep Emperor June alive. He's got the bugs on him. Sicko trying to man up here, but with the bugs on himself, it's not enough. And this lane is spiraling out of control. 2-man bugs after 2-man bugs. Reese is level 5 on this lane. He's got the Urn of Shadows already. He's about to become a menace on this map, and is not an easy hero to deal with. Bamboo Hitter and Solar Crest both getting level 6 at exactly the same time. Mousy is here to secure the rune. Bamboo Hitter completely ignoring Mousy, manning up for the rune, but does get outclicked by Old Man Solar Crest. Gonna have to Astral Step away. Is that what that's called? Oh. Go out now, on to Clockwork. Boars slowing him up. Hawk rooting him up. Axes killing him off. Melee support. Baloshka. Solar Crest, Remnant out now. He does have the Arcane Rune, so can keep on poking if he sees fit. He's gonna walk back to base. Mousy's gonna lick his lips as he gets a lane to himself for half a minute. But the Wisdom Runes are gonna be spawning, and Mousy is stuck on the mid lane right now. We'll see what Monkey Kings are able to do around this Wisdom Rune timing. Sicko only level 4. He's got the Manta queued up. Seems pretty resigned to jungling or coming back when the wave's under his tower. Similar state to the last game on Magnus, really.
Yeah, but you're more okay with this. Also because you're against the Slardar, so compared to a Death Prophet, this Slardar is not going to threaten your tower at all, nor is he going to flash farm.
Yeah, and if you're a seasoned carry player, one can assume you're probably more comfortable on Naga than a Magnus. Magnus is probably a more recent pickup. So maybe we'll see him have just like better farming patterns on this hero, better ways of recovering. But all eyes on the offlaners really here. Both of them topping out the net worth charts. Reese is in with the bugs out onto Solar Crest, who does have the Remnant back. So no luck trying to kill this guy. Way too safe play from him. Void Spirit right now, he's turning his eyes onto Mousy, who's going to try and TP out. He does have the Spirit to bring him back in. He gets earned up, and Bamboo Hitter is going to get the last hit on that and bring him down. Nice pickup for him. Definitely, I would say, a hero that has to snowball a bit more than Ember does. And indeed, he's looking to snowball that into the bot lane. They've got the bugs out onto Faith Kian. Faith Kian roars up the clockwork, looking to man up. Ember Spirit, good TP, got the chains. He gets the last hit on the clockwork, looking to dive out now onto Faith Kian, who still has the bug on him. Solar Crest trying to kill the bug. Reese diving out under tier 2. He does still have the ult. He's going to ulti back out. Solar Crest, no mana to play with. Emperor June getting chased onto the tier 1 as well. Bambo hits are
That
kind
was
of
the
watching
end
from
of
the sidelines, but he's going to TP out. This has been the Reese show so far. He's had a phenomenal start, and this hero is just
Absolutely.
going to be such a menace with this start. He gets the bugs out. He doesn't have the ult to play with, so he's got to be a little careful here, but Solar Crest is playing without mana, and Reese is infested. They don't have the damage to bring him down. Faith Kian's back, but all of this is happening while Slardar is just farming away on the top lane. And
Yeah, but he's not out farming the Naga. Like this is the trade-off that Joons are perfectly fine with. Naga is strong enough now to send 2 Illus onto the lane, two Illus in the jungle, and yeah, he has a
Yeah,
better start,
actually-
but fuck off.
3 minutes ago, Naga was bottom of all the cores, and now
Yeah.
she's third place. She's actually, farmed quite incredibly quickly. And Lifestealer does not have that that virtue,
No.
but Reese just keeping this pressure on. So obnoxious, so annoying. Bambo hitter looking to follow up here. He's not gonna quite hit the Remnant onto the Fire Remnant. And Solar Crest is going to live. Sassy making a little bit of a go out here, but Emperor June had that one by himself. He says, no, this will be my last hit, Mr. Solar Crest. Go back to your lane. I know
The
you're
buff,
lower net worth than someone 3k MMR lower than you.
The buff on this, the bugs requiring an extra hit is super noticeable. Like
Yeah.
they take forever to kill.
And he's going to be picking up the Atos, not opting to upgrade to a Spirit Vessel, looking to make this Ember Spirit's life a living hell. Like, it only does anything to him.
Bigger
Not going to
AoE,
threaten Naga with that, but
Gleipnir. Bigger
later,
AoE
I guess.
on Q. More bugs.
Yippee! I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably looking to upgrade to the vessel after that. Step now on to Solar Crest. Solar Crest, I hear from a reliable source, loves getting stepped on. Weaver looking to chase up onto Emperor June, but very defensive positioning here.
Clara just got a blink.
Let's see what he can make happen with that. He is TPing to the bot lane. He's going to try and make a go out now onto the Beastmaster, his rival offlaner of similar net worth. He's blinked on top of them. The crush damage with the D-armor is huge. The Infest is going to save him from the roar that he wasn't even threatened by. But good rotation by Emperor June, managing to keep him off. Dara not really hitting for nearly enough damage to bring down this Beastmaster, but Sassy, they still have vision on Faith Kian. They miss the bugs only onto the Hawk and the Jakiro. Jakira's going to kill him off, but they are going to dive under the tier 1 tower for him. You're going to need more heroes here, guys, if you're going to want to fight this. The good Ice Path onto 2. Ember Spirit's here now, but he's getting pushed away by the cogs. Dara poking the tower a little bit. He remnants forwards on Solar Crest, using up resources here. And Avoxo is still looking. He has the Blink Dagger, uses it defensively. He's going to blink away. Going to be a 1-0 for the side of Monkey Kings, picking up the Jakiro. Net worth nicely tied right now, but I would draw your attention to the Naga. Who
People fighting, which means that's the last person having a grand old time hitting the groups.
Yeah. Young G, despite a bit of a fall from form on the Magnus, has been a very reliable carry across every game that they've played, even their losses. He rarely looks like their weakest link. He's not an ultra flashy player, but just a farming fiend. Step now out on to Emperor June. He's got the Ice Path, they got the lift back on Bambo Hitter, back into the Ice Path, and he's going to dissimulate away. Mid lane just being a whole lot of nothing. The support's doing a really good job of protecting each other this game. Bambo Hitter not managing to get a huge amount, but neither is Ember. Both of them kind of filling similar roles here, but Bambo Hitter invised up now. They've got the bugs out. Onto Emperor June. Bambo Hitter says, peekaboo, I'm still here. Reese picks up himself a killing spree. Level 8 now, compared to Mousie's level 5 at 13 minutes. A big problem. Faith, Kian is sitting comfortably third place on the net worth compared to Slardar, he's just done the Slardar thing, right?
Dire's
Yeah,
middle
he's
tower
not too
is
far
under
behind.
attack.
No,
But
he is not.
Dire
But
are
compared to where he was, he's slipping. He's a slippery fish. Slight chains now out onto Void Spirit. Mousy not in range for the lift. Ice Path not quite on the money. 0 spells used by Void Spirit. He knew he wasn't getting hit by any of those. Sassy eyeing up this altercation, seeing if he has to break anything up. Solar Crest playing nice and aggressively, but he has a Remnant out. He's got no problems. He's got the DD ready. This is when this hero becomes a problem. He's going to be poking for a quarter of support's HPs. But not quite strong enough to solo a tower in a 1v1 with 2 heroes behind it. We do have a standoff right now on the mid lane, but Joons are using 3 heroes. Monkey Kings are only using 2, while Weaver's off gallivanting. Hookshot now onto Jakiro at the same time as Ember goes in onto the Void Spirit. There's a good Macropire out onto the Void Spirit who's going to jump out. They're going to bring down Jakiro. Ember Spirit only able to play the sidelines. Reese gets roared up. This is a big kill if they can get it. And indeed they do. There's a killing spree into the back pocket of Mousy. And Lifestealer picks up his Radiance. Actually not a bad time. Where did he get this net worth from?
I don't know. He's just been hitting the creeps. But
I
yeah,
actually
he
have
went
no
for
idea.
Lurk. He rushed this Radiance, like just face boots and no other items since he started the game.
He's only
Got
just
another
picked this up
greedy
though, and he was so low net worth. But now he's like 7.1k. That's actually crazy to me.
Yeah. He's done good on not missing the CS.
Yeah. Hitting the creeps on that low HP.
Yes.
Nice. Facekian back to his lane. Looking to maybe try and take this tower. He did a good job of applying early pressure, but Monkey Kings have managed to stop him from doing traditional Beastmaster bulldozing through your map stuff, and indeed Monkey Kings, a change of form here. They're the first team to take the Tormentor in this game. June's forced to be a lot more defensive. Solar Crest's worst performance, I would say, of this series, not being able to get into the swing of things, just not able to find the rotations, or indeed find the farm, with a Naga absorbing his top jungle.
Yeah, I would say as much as we talked about this Rubik, it has felt very underwhelming right now as a support in this game. Not really doing much. There we see this Void Spirit and Slark go in and they just walk out again.
Yeah, compared to the Weaver on the enemy team, it's just night and day. And indeed, compared to the Tusks that we've seen Mousy on previously, there's a smoke out now onto what's about to be a major team fight bot lane. They had the Infest out onto Ember. He slight dodges and remnants backwards. Beastmaster is here. They're going to get the Roar out onto Weaver again. They're done with this guy's shenanigans, and they're still chasing out onto the Lifestealer. They use the song. There's going to be time to react here if they feel like they need to from Radiant. He's going to try and Rage TP. Do they have the damage? Slight and Naga hitting. They're not.
They do.
Why that? Oh, he ticks down. Oh, crazy actually. That's so big
huge.
for them.
That's huge.
That's so big for them.
That death will make an enormous dent in the difference between this Naga and Lifestealer. They were keeping, like, they were pretty close to each other, and now this Lifestealer is going to respawn, still only having his Radiance, and this Naga's going to have an Orchid.
Yeah. You spoke of Rubik's overall impact, and I agree, but this Slardar has also not felt like the the presence on the map that the Night Stalker or the Death Prophet have been in the previous games.
No.
It really felt like they last picked him, and he just ran out of heroes.
Yeah, and it's again another thing of he goes for these super early tempo win right now things, but I'd love to see a little bit more scaling. Go for the shard, which will be really good for clearing waves and clearing this Naga loose. But now he's committing to this BKB. He's just fight.
Yeah, and they pick themselves up the tier 1 tower for June squad, and they're eyeing up kicking them out of top lane. They've got the slight chains now out onto Slada. They've got the blink, they've got the roar, and Ovoxo is down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean the difference between a Beastmaster and a Slardar is quite substantial.
Yeah.
But we'll see what he can make happen once he's got the BKB. He's going to be hunting supports. He'll be able to take objectives. We'll see what he's able to make happen. 10,000 MMR.
Roche.
Phenomenal player, I'm sure. But who takes the Aegis here? Do you put it on Ember?
Beastmaster
Beast?
generally always takes
Yeah.
it. At least in pro games, that hero takes Aegis nearly every game. And
Well,
yeah, pretty well.
they tried to give it to him. He's going to be working towards the Shiva now. He's got the Blink and the Ags. Reese is out doing his thing. A nice tip of the Ice Path here. He's going to ulti out of the W. He runs the other way. They don't catch him with the sentry. He's about to walk onto another sentry, leading him towards his Clockwork, who's saying, oh, has to TP out. And they're still trying for this chase. The Bugs are going to cancel the Blinks. He's running back
guys, do you see him,
into
surely?
them. You can get this cancelled. They do get the cancel. He's running back into the dust.
Just
He's
roar him,
slowed up.
please.
He's roared. They're going to bring him down. Reese, despite his early shenanigans, has been brought down a few times now. Void Spirit, they got the Macropire onto him. They're playing across the entire map right now. Feith Kian picks up a double kill in geographically different time zones across the entire map.
Dire's middle tower is
And
under attack.
Dara says, guys, stop it.
Guess I'm the problem, guys.
Naga flying out the Orchid now onto the Courier. Do you go straight for the Bloodthorn, or is there like a part Skadi, something like this angle?
No, definitely not a Skadi. The Bloodthorn is nice because it's like even a little bit of evasion from Radiance makes the difference.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Other games where they don't have these hasted heroes, I like a diffusal, but I think this Bloodthorn just makes you able to kill, solo kill every hero in the game, right?
Radiant's bottom tower is
Maybe not the starter with the BKB, but everyone else will die, guaranteed.
There's even an angle for the Hex in this game later on.
Perhaps.
I like on Nagas a lot when they have this item.
bottom tower is under attack.
Solar Crest hunting
different.
deep here. He's got his Remnant out, but they're going to try and burst him full to zero. He does get the Remnant, the slight off, so he's going to be able to Remnant out. No problemo. Closing in on that Manta style for him, and Bot Tower is going to fall.
Tower has fallen.
The net worth difference is not all that crazy, but the map presence and what they're able to do with it is just night and day right now.
Radiant's
Vladar
bottom tower
desperately
is
trying to
under
claw his
attack.
way towards the BKB.
He does have.
Can they translate that into a one fight?
Dire's top
There
tower
is
under attack.
no Aegis. Oh, there is an Aegis. It was under the smoke. They got the Roar out onto the life
Ignored
delay,
him.
lagging behind his team. That's the perfect start. It's going to have to be turn tail and run to the wind. He doesn't have a cancel for that. Steals the Astral Step. That's a nice one. Sadly, doesn't cancel the TPs, but it's still nice to have.
Is under attack.
Maybe not that nice considering he has a Kuji. It's like,
Fine. And Sticko is indeed going for the Bloodthorn next. There's a very good chance that he will get that before anyone has a means of dispelling it other than this BKB.
No, the Lifestealer and the Void Spirit are both going Manta. Void Spirit should have it soon. Maybe Lifestealer will die once to this Bloodthorn. He's a bit further away.
They're not stopping on this momentum warpath. Trying to man up onto the tier 2 tower here. Good prediction onto the ice path. Second ice path tick, not quite there in time. Bamboo Hitter able to jump away.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Just clutching at what they've got right now. They do have decent, at least, Weaver for this. Is like a nice support for cutting waves. He's managing to still get plenty out of the map, but Clockwork is really suffering here. Step out now from Mousy on to the Void Spirit, who gets roared up. They get the cogs out to try and save him, just about bring him down in time. There are bugs out onto all of them. Avoxo in the middle of 4 heroes. BKB, he's trying to man up, but he doesn't have the damage or the follow-up. Ice Path is there just for the end of the BKB. They're going to infest him, try and keep alive. They're going to bring him down through it. And now Dara might be in trouble. He does have the Rage. They're going to use Song. The Rage is out. He has no infest. They've brought back Clockwork, but they've got the Ice Path on top of it. Beautiful synergy there between spells. They're going to bring down Lifestealer. Triple kill for Faith Kian. He's trying to Remnant out now on Ember, but he has no mana. Beastmaster is going to lose the Aegis, soon to expire anyway. They'll see what we can do to save Private Ryan from this situation. It would appear he's going to walk away.
You can go home. Go see the kids, Ryan. I don't know the fucking movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not watched it. I guess they saved Private Ryan or whatever. I don't know. I don't watch movies.
Ryan, you can now go have a private life.
Did they get nothing in return on Monkey Kings?
Correct.
And they brought back 2?
Yeah. Oh, so I said, you know, it's okay. This Void Spirit almost has Mensa. Never mind, he bought back. Didn't get a kill. He's now very far away from his Mensa.
Yeah. He is not, however, very far away from his POS4's net worth.
No, he is not. Reese has been owning this game, and has been the only one in the team who has been.
Yeah.
And
just,
the Slaughter somehow is the top net worth in his team.
Yeah. I don't know what Lifestealer's been doing with his items. I don't know if he's like breaking them and then scripting in a new one or what, but his net worth's all over the place. They're gonna gate down to the bottom. Tormentor should be spawning shortly. They're gonna look to make a play first, or at very least establish some vision down here.
No one would break the rules to win an Irish Dota League game, though. That's too crazy.
No, that would be wild.
Yeah.
The Tormentor has respawned,
They take it.
and they're
I
going
mean,
to
so,
back
yeah.
up for
Naga
it.
also might be able to go. There's a Slaughter.
Naga's actually quite far away, and Slaughter is maybe thinking about this, but no, he's seen a creep wave. He doesn't have object permanence, so he is prioritizing that. But they are scouted out by the Rocket Player. They have found the Void Spirit. They opted for that instead of the Tormentor. He's roared up. They managed to bring him down. Avoxo is trying to BKB TP out. Song does not cancel that, my friend. And he will TP out.
Yeah.
One BKB charge down, and they turn their eyes towards the Tormentor.
So the good news is that the Lifestealer now has this Manta to get out of Orchid and Net. Bad news for them is that Naga's about to have a heart. So killing her is now, or killing the Illus even, is going to be a lot less fun.
It is a Lifestealer specialty, I guess, killing heroes with this much HP, but killing illusions with that much HP, not so much.
Yeah, like his innate works on it, but you still don't want to, you know, take those 8 hits to kill one, then the next one, you know.
Yeah, finding the real one for them is fine, but just dealing with the wave pressure, it's quite another story. And they're not in any real rush either. No problem for them just waiting the 2.5 minutes for the next Roche. You don't want to make any silly moves here. 1-1 in the series. Let's try and do it without any mistakes. They are comfortably ahead in this one, but it is not out of the question to throw high ground for any team in any division in this league. Slada, the only player on Radiant really who's been able to actually make his way out onto the map and find anything out there.
Yeah.
Him and Weaver still laning in the off lane, minute 28. Solarcrest more than happy to go back and clear that up, leave a remnant behind. If teamfight breaks out, he'll be right back with it.
I love a Giga Chat build by this Peacemaster. He's just buying big item after big item. You know, Ags, Shivas, straight refresher.
Nice. Yeah, no fucking around.
I need no BKB, I need no fucking drums, just...
Yeah, kind of an underrated thing about Monkey King's draft here is there's it's kind of the worst team to buy a BKB against.
Huh?
You know?
Yeah,
Like,
very true.
it's just Void Spirit Ags if he ever opts to go for that, really, that it would be necessary for. Root now on to top of Slaughter with an ice path on top of it. He's going to pop the BKB before the second part. There's a song out for Naga to try and buy some time for her team to get to her. It does stall out the BKB and the Lifestealer race, so when they come back into this, it's going to be nothing but carnage. It's a Blink Roar out onto one. They bring down Slaughter, instant buyback. They bring down Lifestealer. Bambo Hits is going to be running to the hills. Ember's trying to close the gap. He remnants in aggressively. He is in the middle of 4 heroes. He does not have a team. He has just fed. He has done the tiger.
Like, I don't want this to end. I want to keep playing.
I'm having fun.
Never mind, mate. Not having fun.
Crikey. It is a buyback from Slaughter, and this was all fun and games while we wait for the Roche to respawn, which they are now striding their way over to. And without the Lifestealer, Monkey Kings don't really have it in them to fight this.
Yeah.
Although they are smoked.
Yeah.
They've got to try. We saw game 2 end somewhat like this. Blink out now on top of the Jakiro. He gets lifted. Jakiro does manage to get his ice path off. There's a good hook shot onto 2. Naga is trying to kill out the Slaughter. Not a ton of damage here. Reese manages to bring down the supports. Both supports dead. There's a Roar onto the Void Spirit. They don't quite manage to finish him off in that time. Heroes aren't dying just yet. There was an infest onto Slaughter to try and keep him alive. Dara's standing and hitting, but there's so much stuff. But these bugs are so oppressive, keeping him alive. They're falling on Joons one by one. Naga now in the middle of 2 heroes does manage to clean up the Void Spirit. Naga pops the shield. Gonna try and bring down Reese, who's been a thorn in his side this entire fight, but he's getting run at by Dara. Never mind, Dara's changed his mind. Reese has ulted back into the middle of this fight. He's orchid it up, but he doesn't have the mana for the net. They don't have a way to close this gap. They are held at bay for now. Reese more or less completely 1v9 this fight, and he is not done yet. Bugs up, Atos out, and he's running back in. XP. He's level 19 now.
He is comfortably the highest level on his team.
Yeah.
2 levels ahead of his carry, 1 level ahead of his mid.
Tied with the highest levels on the enemy team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible performance by him this game. Basically 1v5ing that fight. Along with some crisp low HP survivals from Void Spirit. They have gone back into the Roche pit. Sassy was keeping a little bit of an eye on it. Solarcrest is the one to pick up the Aegis. He did use his buyback, I believe, in the last fight. Maybe not.
Yeah.
He's got the DD on Ember Spirit. Yeah, he did use his buyback, yeah. Off of a tricky fight there, are you still comfortable just stepping up to the high ground?
Maybe. It is where this Naga feels worse, right? Like these Illus walking up this hill is not the strength of the hero, but then again, you have so many things. Maybe you just try it.
Yeah, Ember Spirit Aegis, purely a defensive utility here after the buyback. Not really going to help them when it comes to
No.
actually closing out the game.
Yeah.
The-
Naga does finish the Bloodthorn, but the next items as well will only make it harder, I think. And Ags seems like makes a lot of sense for her to get. Will really ruin this lifestealer. Maybe a Butterfly, because they are so reliant on right click as well.
Yeah, anything to help her win some of the man fights that she's found herself in, because at the end of this, she, like I say, she just didn't really have enough damage to close out the fight. They drop the banner now that the tower is dead. Flight chains out onto the Weaver and the Lifestealer on the back of this fight. Hookshot used on Rubik. Bambo hits her, eyeing up the fight, but Sassy is going to fall fast. Raw out onto Lifestealer, double raw out onto Lifestealer, Macropyre on top of the Rex. That's 2 buybacks used from Monkey Kings.
They could song and leave now.
Trying to storm out of the base, but they haven't really made a dent in the HPs here. There's 2 buybacks, but resource-wise, they're not that uncomfortable on Joons. They're 2 raws down, and that's about it. Anything aggro here, they can just song and leave. Obokto trying to make the move in. He does have the BKB. That's going to eat the net. He's running directly at Emperor June. He's glimmered, he's forced, he's running away, and the song is going to comfortably reset this. There's an ice path out onto Obokto. Bye-bye. There's a remnant now out into the midst of 3. Lifestealer infested in a creep, trying to run away. Clockwork is trying to kill the supports on the back line. It's a 1v2. Faith Kian's going to pop back and say hello. Solar Crest to get manned up onto now by Lifestealer. He's going to die once. He does have the Aegis, and he's going to come back full HP and full mana with a few spells to work with. I don't know if they have what it takes to bring him down here. He has the Manta. There's a net out. Ag save on the Lifestealer to keep him alive, but there's too many spells coming from Jakira in this. There's another Bugs out, level 20 now on Reese, dropping low. Solar Crest glimmered up to save him. Meanwhile, Sicko working away at the barracks. Clockwork is going to be brought down so low in the middle of his base as he four-staffs onto the high ground. Everyone lives except for the barracks. Reese, a beautiful save onto Lifestealer with the Ag's time-lapse. Slight chains onto the Void Spirit. They're trying to chase out here, but any death could result in you losing your tournament life here.
Reese is fucking trying.
Reese is trying, dude.
he's like 4 fucking levels ahead of everyone else in his team. I think. At 3. The second highest is 18. He's now 21.
Yeah, there's going to be a. You think he's going to add himself to the looking for team sheet after this one for the LAN?
I mean, honestly, like when his team types GG, he just types LFT. That would be the power move, honestly.
That's actually so base. He's higher net worth than his offlaner. He's higher net worth than his Void Spirit. He's creeping up to the same net worth as his POS 1. He's trying to put this game on his back, and he's not even trying to do it in a selfish way. Look at his items. He has no farming items. He's just.
Oh no, he has a Yule now. Actually, holy shit.
He's just a nuisance on the map. He's so hard to kill. Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
I mean, no, he could song. Oh, well, he can't song that.
Faith can though. He is smoked up. They have songed. They're going to try and catch one here. There's going to be an ice bath. Is he going to position it for the ice bath on 2? He's just about long enough to catch the Weaver. The Weaver manages to run out. They do not expend the Raw for the Weaver. Clockwork's going to fall without the need for it. Ember has remnanted in now past the tier 2, trying to chase for more, but they do need to bring down this tower first. Naga completely out of mana due to these cogs.
Yeah.
Ember has an AC to combat this basically full physical lineup from Radiant, and they set their sights on high ground with 2 Raws ready on Beastmaster. It's so hard to show here as a core. Weaver can save you from 1. Can he save you from 2? You're gonna have to try it, Reese, buddy. Tier 3 down. There's so much stuff hitting the base.
This is looking dire for Radiant.
Ho, 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 ho. Okay, Dara says the time is now, runs in, hits an elude, realizes he doesn't have damage to it, runs away. Rubik steals Shikuchi.
And he's got a butterfly just now.
Dara's going to have to find a way to man up here. There's a step in. Silence on 4. Bambo here. They're trying to make as much space as he can. Manta out to survive. The Ice Path is out to stun him up. Dara trying to fight into the Beastmaster. That's one Raw used. Weaver cannot get close enough to use the time lapse. There's another Raw used for your second guy. Sassy hookshotting in now. Ice Path out. Question mark out. Ooh, spicy. They're storming onto the high ground. It's a 3v5. Solar Crest tipping a Voxo. Final racks to fall. Where's the tips? Unlosable game. Fade Bolt out now. Ice Path out now. Bambo hitter falls. Praise Kian getting a bit bounced around by Cogs. Reese getting chased onto his high ground, but his team may fall, but his pride remains intact.
He's so shit, he missed the bugs.
Yeah. Never mind.
Now he buys a Maelstrom. Let's go.
And he calls GG.
Oh, he does that? Wait.
Yeah. Monkey Kings have been eliminated. Joons will progress to grand finals, where they will face the winner of the best of 3 between Wong's Bakery and Team Stand-ins that will be taking place on Monday at 7 p.m. I hope to see you all there. I will not be casting that one. Yeah, I mean, really well played from both sides. All games lasting their full length. This one a bit more of a stomp, but still super valiant attempts from Monkey Kings to keep in it. I think Joons were somewhat of the underdogs coming into this, just based on their previous record against Monkey Kings. But no, they fought really well to get this, and I'm excited to see them play in grand finals.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for watching. If you guys want more of this, there are 3 divisions that will all be playing their games in the following weeks, and we are closing in on the grand finals of all 3 divisions. If you want even more higher quality, more exciting, in-person, high-octane drama, there is a LAN in Belfast, April 5th to 6th. Put it in your calendar, check the Discord. It's probably in the chat. I will see you there. I hope to see all of you there playing the game. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. I've been Maniac. I've been joined by Coral Dota and Anti-Extreme, Rank 1 Island Observer. Thanks.